We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that.
Live and unmuted? Is this true?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St. Ansgar, Iowa, where our St. Ansgar Saints are taking on South Winn tonight. This is week number 1 in the postseason. Loser goes home, winner advances. Candle Genius here to my left. I got Henry Hammertime to my left, totally muted. So if you're listening for Henry, you're just going to have to imagine the sounds that come out of that sweet, sweet little mouth. His left is not your average Joe. And somewhere behind us is Duke Scoop. On the field, we got my goodness, where are those guys? We got Sideline Gritty. We have, help me out here, Joe.
Well, we're trying to decide between Celebrity Cruise Ship and Carnival Cruise, so
Carnival
it's
Cruise.
up to you.
Okay.
You can choose, but we got Lucas Cruzy, who would be Cruise Ship Junior, Lindsey Cruzy's little brother, out there. And then we got Sideline Gritty, who the Saints fans know very well here, old Sideline Gritty, who's going to become End Zone Gritty tonight, from our
this is going to
understanding.
be so much fun. Yeah, so for those of you who are listening, let's give them a little update on just camera stats. What are we doing tonight?
You bet.
What's happening different tonight? Not too much different, but in the prior games, we have used Sideline Gritty, well, on the sidelines, right? But we recognize that we really like, and the Saints TV enthusiasts out there really like the end zone cam. With a good amount of zoom, we can kind of capture that from anywhere. So the goal is we're going to have end zone cam on each side of the field. The sideline cam will be this one here that you're seeing. This is going to come from upstairs. 3-camera set. We got Duke Scoop running all the tech, along with the replays are coming from Henry Hammertime Huseman. And we're going to get kicked off here in about, well, it's about 20 minutes before we're going to be singing and getting some pre-game on the field stuff going. But we got some things to talk about first. So, Joe, let's start with that. Where would you like to kick off on our pre-game show?
You bet. Let's talk about this matchup here tonight. It is playoff season. It is win or go home, right? The nerves are a little higher here tonight. Everybody's a little amped up on both sides of the football here tonight. Your 7-1 Saints take on the 4-4 South Winn Warriors. This is going to be a fun game. If you expect a 50-point shutout tonight, you are going to be disappointed, because that's not what we're going to see. I have a feeling this will be a high-scoring affair. I think the Saints will score at will. I think South Winn moves the football on your Saints defense here tonight as well. We'll see how that plays out, but going to be a good matchup here as your number 3 in Class A ranked Saints take on the South Winn Warriors, coached by Jason Ort in his 20th year. Every time I do this prep for our pregame and I see a coach who has coached 10-plus years, it makes you a little more nervous, right, about those matchups, because you start to think, okay, this is a good coach. If he's hung on and been around and invested time in this program for 20 years, they're probably a well-coached football team, and that is for sure the case here tonight with the South Winn Warriors. They come in 4-4, an up-and-down season for these Warriors. They lost Game 1 to Starmont 15-14. They beat North Butler in Week 2 in sort of blowout fashion, won that game by 3 touchdowns. Lost to Wapsie Valley in Game 3, the district champion there out of that district, Wapsie Valley, who I predict the winner of this game might face next week. Wapsie Valley wins that one 35-14. They've played 2 opponents that we've played. Okay, so they played Newman Catholic in week number 4. Newman Catholic won that game 44-42. So it was a barn burner, an offensive special. One thing to remember there is Newman had their quarterback in that one, right? They would have had Thomas McGuire in that game. And so a different team than the Saints blew out a couple of weeks later without Thomas McGuire.
Yeah, not even fair comparison, really, because I think they were out 9 starters that night, right? So that's a tough one to even, like,
darn.
Obviously, you want to look at comparing the 2 teams, but they were not even the same Newman team.
You got it. They were not the same team, no doubt about it. Beat AGWSR in blowout fashion. Lost to Nashua, the South Winn team did, 27-21. South Winn was up 21-0 on South Winn. On Nashua, and Nashua come all the way back, scored 4 times at the end of that game, and won it 27-21. And that was before Kalanoff was hurt. He was healthy in that game. Eli Kalanoff, kind of a game changer for Nashua Plainfield. He was somewhat limited in our game he played, but was certainly limited in that one. Nashua wins over this South Winn team. They roll into North Tama and get probably their signature win. They win over North Tama 44-36. So if you've noticed, when they play good teams, they've allowed a lot of points.
Yep.
Their defense is probably their weakest link at this point. Their offense is good. I anticipate they will move the football tonight. I think the Saints will have their way offensively as well as you look at some of those points. They beat BCLUW 54-15.
It's a long name.
BCLUW, Hammer Hank, I want you to think about what BCLU and W might mean here as we go through the rest of this. Can you guess? You can't. So we're going to move on.
No, I can't.
From an offensive perspective, they're going to run the flex bone.
Flexbone.
You heard that right?
I've
the flex
never
bone.
heard flex bone before. Tell us what that means, Joe.
Is that a dog treat?
It is.
Yeah, that
It's a
sounds like
dog
a
treat.
dog
It is
treat.
also an offensive formation in high school football. That's sort of a combination of what we run, right? Is our wishbone, which is the fullback with two tailbacks behind, right? That looks kind of like a wishbone.
Okay, yeah.
That's the wishbone. And combine that with West Hancock's offense, right, which is that wing tee,
Wing
right, where they
tee,
have
that's
these
the one,
wing
that's it.
backs, right, and you get something that looks kind of like the flex bone. So they're going to have wing backs. So here's what it looks like. You got your offensive line, right, behind the tackles, so behind the outside offensive linemen are two what we would call tailbacks or running backs that are wing backs technically. So they're guys who are going to carry the ball primarily, are on the outside of their offensive line. The quarterback's behind the center, and the fullback is behind that quarterback.
Oh, so
so
it's the
that's
Falcon
what,
formation.
that's what you're for. Exactly right. That's what that formation looks like. What you're going to see is when they hand it off to that fullback, it's going to be misdirection, it's going to be draw, it's going to be counter, and they're going to try to run it up the middle on our defensive line. When they get it to a wingback, they're basically going to run the option, and that's going to be their strength. I think that's what we'll see tonight is option-style offense. Carson Streeter, their quarterback, had 300 yards 2 weeks ago.
Whoa.
300 yards
The quarterback
rushing
passing,
against
right?
North Tama. No,
You mean-
sir.
You mean passing?
No, sir.
He's a
I
quarterback.
mean rushing.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness, Joe.
So he is dangerous not only in that pitch game, right, where he can pitch it out to the back that's outside of him, or he can just keep it and turn it up the field. That was against North Tama, went for 300. One other interesting note about quarterback Carson Streeter, who, by the way, is an athlete, he's just kind of a dude, is he is in place of Braden Todd. Braden Todd, number 4, has been the quarterback throughout the season up until the last 2 weeks. You might notice Braden Todd, number 4, is running in that quarterback spot in those last few warm-up plays. So we
I
expect
just noticed that.
South Winn to have a few tricks up their sleeve tonight, we believe. I have no inside information, just watching film like everybody else. I think Braden Todd might be a little hurt. I think he's got a shoulder problem. So he did not play the last couple of weeks due to injury. He played. He just didn't play quarterback. Hey, he played in that wingback spot. He played in that wide receiver spot. And Carson Streeter has been your quarterback. Could we see both of them tonight, depending on the situation? I think we will. It'll be part of the job of the cameraman and the color guy here up in the booth is to tell not your average Joe, hey, the other quarterback's in.
Yes.
So we'll keep a close eye on that. 23 we expect to start. He took the majority of the reps in pregame here tonight, but I think we'll see Braden Todd in some key passing situations. There's no doubt Todd is the better passer, and it looks to me like Carson Streeter's the better runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. 300 yards running the ball.
That's crazy.
So
That's a
Well,
crazy
in
number.
sideline gritty, he looks like he's in the huddle with the team over there. Not our team, the South Winn.
he's right in there getting as much information as he can here for the Saints TV pregame show.
Well,
give him a-
unfortunately, we can't spy because we don't have a mic on that camera.
Right.
It's just,
Yep.
it's just visual. So, unless he's a good lip reader, but he's got the camera pointed the wrong way. This is what he's looking at.
Well, I think actually you could bring the sound in from there if you wanted to, but we probably shouldn't.
I don't even know how to do it without a mic. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know.
In terms of players to watch for South Winn, we
Joe's
talked
moving
about
on.
Carson Streeter, number 23, Braden Todd, number 4. Number 8 is Kyle Kuboshek. Number 8 is a dangerous guy. He is the fullback in this offense, so he's going to be their counter draw type runner where they're going to try to run it up the middle. Has a ton of carries on the season, something like 170 carries on the season. He also has nearly 80 tackles. 80 tackles
8-0
on the season
in 8 games.
And so he is a dude defensively as well. Number 8, Kyle Kuboshek, will be somebody to watch there. If you look at that huddle that we just had up, you might notice is that all their guys? It is. They have 29 guys on the roster. I see 3 or 4 in street clothes. So they have 25 guys eligible to play this game tonight, something like that, in that huddle versus 40 for your Saints. That may make a difference. They don't have the substitutions. They don't have the depth that the Saints have. Could we see that play out? We talked about that off mic before we started. Candle Genius and I did about, boy, could our depth make a difference in this game later on? And I think it absolutely could. We may see that play out depending on how this game goes.
But you can only play with 11 at a time.
You got it. You got it. If those 11 stay healthy and stay engaged and stay in that game, it won't matter much at all. From a stat perspective, it looks a little something like this for the South Winn Warriors. Let's run through some of those key stats. We already talked about what Braden Todd and Carson Streeter have done passing-wise. Again, we'll see how much we see Braden Todd. He was the quarterback for the first 5 or 6 games. The majority of the time, Carson Streeter has played all of the last 2. Todd has almost 500 yards of passing. So no matter who plays at quarterback, what we've seen is this team has thrown the ball 4 times. 4 times the last 2 games. They've thrown it 2 times in each of the last 2 weeks. So they're not going to throw it often. I think regardless of who's at quarterback, they're going to run it 85% of the time. So from a Saints perspective defensively, stop that run. When Carson Streeter's at quarterback, expect him to try to run the football. Expect him to run that option and keep the majority of the time. As I said, he had 307 yards 2 weeks ago versus North Tama in that quarterback spot. Number 8, Kyle Kuboshek, has 163 carries, 927 yards. So that has been their strength rushing-wise, is running it up the middle with their fullback. What's our strength defensively, guys? Stopping the run up the middle.
That's our strength, yeah.
So it's strength on strength here with that one. That one will be fun to watch play out tonight. Their leading receiver is also their quarterback, or we anticipate is their quarterback the majority of this game. So when Braden Todd is in at quarterback, look for him to look for Carson Streeter, the quarterback he's replacing.
Got it.
So that one's going to be an interesting matchup. With the limited roster that they have, like I said, 20 guys or so who have made a stat, both offensively and defensively. We're watching 3 or 4 guys tonight on the South Winn side of the football that are going to make a difference. That's Todd, number 4, 8, Kyle Kuboshek, and 23, Carson Streeter. Those are your 3 guys to watch on the South Winn side of the football. From a Saints perspective, they come in 7-1. Coach Clevenger in his 4th year, something like that here
Something
as a
like
Saint.
that, yeah.
5th, right? 25th.
25th year as a Saint. This team led by a group of seniors that has done a tremendous job of leading up our guys this year. Senior quarterback Jay Schwiesau, 65% completion percentage, almost 900 yards, 10 touchdowns. You know what's most impressive about those 10 touchdowns is he's got 1 interception on the other side of that ledger. He has been super protective of that football. That interception was one of those throw it up and see if my guy will go get it, and it didn't work out, but we'll take it. 10 touchdowns, 1 interception for Schwiesau, almost 900 yards of passing. That's been the difference. We've talked about it ad nauseum. If you're a fan of Saints TV, is this team has an offensive identity that's just different than it's been in the past.
It is, and it's a really refreshing difference that I think spreads the ball around a little bit. I think keeps guys healthy, so you're not relying so much on those 1 or 2 running backs that we have historically in the past. It's very typical of a Saints offense to throw single digit passes in a game, or I'll say even in a season, you're used to seeing less than 5 pass attempts in a game.
Right.
But it's so different this year, and I think any defense that goes against the Saints, I'm not even sure how you practice against it because it seems like it's got a balance this year that we haven't seen in a very, very long time.
Yep, and that balance continues in the wide receiver department. We've got 4 receivers with 10-plus catches, and that just makes you even more dangerous. Corbin Michaels, Connor Mullenbeck, Tyson Klein, and Dylan Brum all have 200 or near 200 yards or more receiving for the Saints. Of course, the bread and butter still is that running game. If you haven't seen a Saints football game, you're tuning in for the first time tonight, you're in for a treat as you watch number 2, Corbin Michaels, run the football. 81 carries, 968 yards. He has played about 3/4 of a season and has 968 yards. Is he hurt? Why has he only played 3/4 of a season? No, he hasn't played in the second half the majority of the last 3 or 4 games as they try to protect him and keep him healthy because he plays with what we call reckless abandon, right? He is one of those guys that will put his body anywhere to go make the play both offensively and defensively. So he has 81 carries and, like I said, hasn't played in the second half the last 3 weeks. 13 touchdowns for Corbin Michaels. Tyson Klein right behind him, 581 yards, 11 touchdowns. Joe Clevenger, the big fullback, doing the hard work in the middle, making those holes for those guys behind him. 46 carries, 271 yards, 5 touchdowns. And, of course, that threat of Jay Schweisow to just keep it, right? I'll just keep it if I need to. 44 times Jay Schweisow's done that. 252 yards, 5 touchdowns for Schweisow. That's what your Saints and Warriors look like offensively. We are 10 minutes to kick off here in St. Ansgar, playoff game number 1 as your Saints take on the South Winn Warriors. Should be a good one.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
This broadcast is made possible thanks to the generous contributions of the advertisers you see here, as well as the Foundation for the Enhancement of Mitchell County and the Saints Legacy Fund.
It's Saints TV's goal to bring the game to those who are unable to cheer from the stands. Watching the stream is free. Creating it is not. Please consider donating to our cause through our donation partner, Give Butter. 100% of your donation goes directly to the St. Ansgar school system, where it is used for the education of our students, the equipment used to create these streams, and the athletic department so that our students can keep competing in the sports that are near to their hearts. Thank you for supporting St. Ansgar, and thank you for giving Butter.
Johnson Oil, we do a little bit of everything from home to tank. We can set your LP tanks, fill your refined fuel, monitor your tanks, fill your LP cylinders, and we can get whatever parts and service you need.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do keys to a Saints victory here as we are less than about 4 minutes from kickoff here in St. Ansgar. The Saints take on the South Winneshiek Warriors. So you're not your average keys to the game look like this. Key number 1, play keep away. What do I mean by that? Can we keep the football away from them? Both teams are going to try to play keep away tonight. That's going to be the mission, is can we hang on to the football? They're going to try to do the same thing. We are getting ready for the national anthem here in St. Ansgar, so we're going to turn it over to St. Ansgar American Legion, post 358, for the presentation of the colors.
Now please remain standing for our national anthem.
Thank you to the St. Ansgar American Legion for presenting the colors here tonight at this game, your Saints versus the South Winneshiek Warriors. We left off with key number 1, which was play keep away, right? Both teams are going to try to control the pace of the game and control the time of possession. You have to win that battle. Key number 2, not your average key. Number 2 is 5 names: Derek, Aiden, Dylan, Braden, and Jackson. Who are those 5 guys, gentlemen? That'd be your offensive line, right? Winn up front. Go Winn. And when we don't call those guys names very often, they don't want their names called very often, but we're going to do it tonight because they are the key to this thing, in my opinion. Go Winn up front. By the way, 4 of those 5 are also your defensive linemen. So go Winn up front on both sides of the football, and the Saints will win this one if they can do that tonight. Key number 3 looks like this. Michaels. 3 words there. Get Corbin Michaels into space. The Saints have focused on that the last couple of weeks offensively with that pitch, kind of running that option and pitching it out to him in space, and he has made defenders look silly on those plays, and the Saints will need to do that tonight. They'll need explosive plays from number 2, Corbin Michaels. Those are your 3 keys to the game here. Not your average keys to the game. Keep away. The offensive line needs to go win this thing and get Michaels out into space.
I was trying to do a Brady Bunch reference. Then Marsha. Michaels.
I love it. The officiating crew based in Cedar Rapids came all the way up here tonight to run this one here for us. They escort both sets of captains out onto the field where they will do the coin toss for this matchup. Saints versus Warriors. Senior captain Jay Schwiesow, Dylan Hansen, Dylan Brum, and Tyson Klein, your 4 seniors, out there running the coin flip. It appears as though South Winneshiek has won the toss. They will receive. So South Winn does exactly what we predicted just an hour ago.
We did.
Off mic, unfortunately. They win the toss, and they want the football. I think that's perfect strategy. They need to go prove that they can move the ball on our defense. They want to do that right now. Can you put a little doubt in these Saints' minds here to start this one? That will be what South Winneshiek will try to do on this first possession, as they will have it to start this one.
How many minutes have these Saints spent behind on the scoreboard all season? Very, very few, and I'm sure that's exactly the intention of South Winn here, is to go put some points up, get ahead of us, and leave us in a spot that we're not used to being. I think it's a smart move, brilliant coaching move on the part of South Winn. Win that toss. We talked about it earlier, like you said, off mic, before we were even here tonight. That would be the smart move, and indeed that is the approach they're taking.
Let's talk about that. Have these Saints trailed outside of that West Hancock loss in those last 2 minutes where they trailed in that game? Is that the only time we've trailed all season?
I honestly don't even remember.
Did we trail in the Osage game?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think we've trailed in any other game either. So these Saints have been behind on the scoreboard for a total of about 1.5 minutes all season. Oh, here we go. Playoff football time. It doesn't get any better than this.
No, it does not.
Schwiesow going to kick off for the Saints. Kicks it deep inside the 15-yard line, where it's fielded by a Warrior, and he's brought down immediately. Great coverage by the Saints as the returners tackled across the 20 at the 23-yard line. So the Warriors will have it 1st and 10.
On the return, tackle made by number 9, Seth Schatz.
Eric Grieve, number 7, the returner there.
Warriors on their own 23-yard line.
So a 23-yard line, 1st and 10. South Winn has it for their first drive of the night.
Number 23, as you predicted,
is the quarterback. Okay, good to know. Handoff inside. Finds a
wow.
little lane, bounces it outside. Good pursuit by Joe Clevenger. Makes the tackle, but not before an 8-yard gain by Kaboshek. That's number 8, Kaboshek.
It felt a little bit like we're really looking for an early turnover on that one. Did you see the way Clevenger seemed to be punching at that ball? Maybe more than he was looking to make the tackle. Obviously gets him down after 8 yards, but Saints may be looking for an early turnover in this one.
Makes it 2nd and 2. Good gain by Kaboshek on his first carry. Motion there. Handoff up the middle. The ball's taken away by a Saints defensive lineman, and he rumbles.
Wow.
I think that's Dylan Hansen. Takes the ball away, goes inside the 5-yard line, and the Saints will have it 1st and 10. What happened there?
Those guys make it hard on a cameraman to follow the play when suddenly everyone starts moving the opposite direction.
What a play. I think that's Dylan Hansen who just takes it away from the running back there. We will get you a replay here. The beauty of replay on Saints TV. This is 65. Dylan Hansen.
I want to see how he gets that ball in the first place.
Just took
he
it away
just
from
rips
took
it
it
out
away
of his
from
hands.
Koboshek. Takes it away from
Wow.
Koboshek. Returns it inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Saints. Right at the 10 is where he's marked down. Schwiesow under center. Hands it to Corbin Michaels. Corbin Michaels cuts up into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints! Corbin Michaels 10 yards into the end zone, and the Saints leave it 6-0.
53 seconds into this one, Joe, the Saints have already taken the ball away and taken it into the end zone for an early score. We didn't predict that.
No. You said it, though, right? The Saints were looking for a turnover early in that one. They got it. And Corbin Michaels turns it into a touchdown and 6 points. Schwiesow on to kick the extra point. Shots to hold. Hall is your long snapper. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is no good. Wide right for the Saints. It is 6-0 Saints after a turnover. Dylan Hansen just flat out takes it away from Koboshek, returns it to the 10-yard line, and Corbin Michaels punches it in on 1st down to make it 6-0 Saints.
Yeah, we talked a little bit earlier, too, about how Coach Clevenger is a student of the game. Need to call sideline grit. Coach Clevenger is a student of the game, and he probably has watched every single play of the South Winn team between last weekend and this weekend. And I would guess that he sees something there about ball handling that says there's an opportunity to maybe get
To
some
go get
free
it away?
possessions.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, he is a man of the film, as we say here. He spends a ton of time studying film, and maybe he saw something there, and hey, this guy has a tendency to carry it a little loosely. Let's go get it from him, because the Saints were definitely doing that, and Candle Genius here called that on that first play. It looks like we're trying to get a turnover.
Yeah, it was like he got more yards than he should have, and then when you saw Clevenger come out of that, it looked like he was heavier on the punches than he was on the attempt to tackle. Second play, we can see exactly what's happening.
Kickoff is fumbled around there by Grieve. He gets it, but he's going to be brought down almost immediately at the 20-yard line, brought down by Daniel Sutcliffe, and Andrew Hall looked like maybe he was in there as well. Great job by the Saints to limit the return. The Saints have cleaned that up the last few weeks. That hurt us at West Hancock, that return game, return coverage, and the Saints have been really good here the last few weeks and good here on the first two tonight. They lead it 6-0 with just 59 seconds gone in this one after a turnover for South Winn. Exactly what South Winn didn't want to do to start this game. They get 8 yards on 1st down, but turn it over on 2nd down. They go back to work here. Streeter under center, puts a man in motion. The ball's on the ground again, and the Saints recover. The Saints have their 2nd turnover in 3 offensive plays for the Warriors. The Saints have 2 fumble recoveries. I don't know who got on that one. Can we see it on the replay? There was a mass of bodies. I don't know what happened on the handoff there. Trying to hand it off.
The Saints' defensive line is just pushing to congestion there. It's just a compression.
When our defensive line's in the backfield to take the handoff, that's not good for the Warriors. And the Saints have it, their 2nd short field of the night. It is 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Schwiesow out of the wishbone, hands it off. This is Klein. Klein breaks the tackle, pushes inside the 10-yard line. He's down about the 6-yard line, where the Saints will have it 1st and goal. Wow, what a start here for the Saints. They have 2 turnovers on 3 plays by the Warriors, and they have it 1st and goal here after their 2nd offensive play.
Let's go back to that kick itself as we're talking about. The line drive of that kick was a line drive, which is very returnable, right? But it also made it difficult to handle. Puts the
Tyson Klein into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. The Saints have run 2 offensive plays, have 3 offensive plays, have 2 touchdowns and 3 plays after The Warriors turn it over twice in 3 plays, and the Saints lead 12-0 with 10:31 to go in the first quarter. This game has started exactly the way St. Ansgar wanted it to start. We talk about turnovers and how important they are in playoff football. They've both gone the Saints' way early. The Saints are going to go for 2 here. Seen enough extra points, they're going to go for 2. Shuisao under center. Hands it off. Tyson Klein walks into the end zone untouched. 14-0 Saints. 10:31 to go in the first quarter, and this one is all St. Ansgar in the first 90 seconds.
And why not go for 2 on that? You know what? The extra point kicks have not been working. We're moving the ball very easily. If you look at the stats sheet coming in here, I'm not sure we've attempted a single 2-pointer all season. Certainly not many, if any.
That's a great question.
I feel like it was 0 out of 0. I could be wrong on that. But in that case, hey, we're moving the ball. Let's go ahead and grab a couple points. Let's get a two full touchdown lead. 14-0 Saints lead a minute and a half into this one.
What a start for the Saints. And, of course, if you're on the other side of that football, the Warriors did exactly what they can't afford to do, which is turn the football over. So the Saints have been in the backfield. The big fellas up front, not only are they making holes offensively, but defensively, they've been in the backfield to disrupt some of what South Winn is trying to do. Credit to our guys. We have a significant size advantage in this one, and it has played out in these first 89 seconds as the Saints have 2 touchdowns on 2 turnovers by South Winneshiek.
Well, in South Winn, they've only played 2 offensive plays, right? And they've both been turnovers.
3. The first one was
3. They got 8 yards.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But it was an 8-yard run that felt like it should not have been, but they were working on the ball.
The Warriors return it across the 25-yard line, the 26-yard line. I believe that's Kaboshek, number 8 it is. So decent return there will set up the Warriors 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. 26-yard line, let's call it. They moved it back 1. So third offensive possession for South Winn. They have gone backwards in their first 2 with 2 turnovers. Streeter still under center there, I believe. Candle Genius.
It appears to be number 23 with the ball. Does hand it off. You know, as many yards as he's got running, you got to wonder if he's going to pull and just take it himself one of these times.
Yeah, he is. That's what's coming, right? That is a Kaboshek handoff for a short gain. Give him 1. That's Grieve. Correction, that was Eric Grieve, number 7 on the carry there. He gets 1. It'll be 2nd and 9, and I think we're going to see that option play come up here real quick because South Winn's got to do something offensively on this drive. The Saints have established their dominance offensively. They proved they're going to move the football. South Winn's going to have to answer here. And in motion. Handoff. Middle. Kaboshek. But he's hard to tackle.
Yeah,
he's tough. He's a tough runner. He turns nothing into 1. And it'll be 3rd and 8. Corbin Michaels in on the tackle.
Defensively, Saints so far look really good in this one. We talked earlier about just the numbers, the number of Saints versus the number of South Winn players, and you got to figure, hey, is it's gonna take a toll on them later in the game? Pretty wild to see it happening already.
Streeter's gonna roll out, gonna throw it here. Throws it at the feet of
Number
Grieve,
7.
intended for 7. Under duress again, our defensive line in there helping cause that incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down, and South Winneshiek will punt it away. Streeter's also the punter.
Looks like Brum going deep. Michaels mid on the punt.
More like fortune teller, says Jared.
Ooh, that's a
Good punt. Kicks it away from Brum, takes a Warrior roll. Brum's going to pick it up at the 22-yard line, breaks a tackle. Dylan Brum in the open field is dangerous. Dylan Brum across midfield. 40, 30,
He's jogging, guys.
20. Out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Dylan Brum with a great return. And this one has been all Saints in the first couple of minutes. Wow, what a start here in St. Ansgar. The Saints lead at 14-0 on 2 turnovers. Just had a great punt return from Dylan Brum. He takes it inside the 20-yard line. They'll have their 3rd short field of the night. Is there a flag out there, gentlemen?
There's a discussion
There's
among
a
the stripes, but
discussion.
I don't see a flag. I see
Procedure penalty on South Winn. That is declined. I don't know where that flag ended up at, but either way, the Saints will decline it, and they'll have it 1st and 10. They're going to place the ball, it looks like, at the 13-yard line. Yeah, Warrior 13, 1st and 10 Saints. So the Saints have a 10-yard drive on their first possession. Klein with a short TD run on their second, and now they have it at the 13-yard line.
So you saw a shotgun on this one?
Out of the pistol. Going to get a formation penalty, I believe, on the Saints. Tyson Klein tackled by Kaboshek. And it is. There's a procedure penalty on the Saints. That'll back them up 5. It'll keep it first down, but it'll be 1st and 15.
For the folks at home, Joe, what does procedure penalty mean? Even specifically here, what do we see?
In this case, an illegal shift. Somebody moved when they weren't supposed to prior to the snap there. They do decline the penalty, so South Winn takes the down, basically. They said, well, we tackled him. There was no gain on the play, so we're going to make it 2nd down and 10 instead of 1st and 15. So the penalty is declined. The penalties have been a problem for the Saints the last few weeks. Schwiesau under center. He's going to pass. Looking to the corner of the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Saints. Daniel Sutcliffe gets a touchdown here in St. Ansgar with the 13-yard touchdown reception from Schwiesau, wide open in the corner of the end zone. Somebody forgot about Daniel Sutcliffe, and Jay Schwiesau's going to make you pay for that.
My shot was a little tight to see how that all broke down, but he was amazingly open. You're right. Somebody blew the coverage on that one.
Sutcliffe wide open in the corner of the end zone, and it's 20-0 Saints. The Saints are going to go for the extra point here.
An end zone cam for this.
We get somebody offsides, I believe, is what the call will be here. It is offsides, South Winn. See if the Saints decline that or if they accept it and go for 2 here. Let's see what the Saints decide to do.
I think they blew the whistle before they got the kickoff, right?
Penalty is declined.
They're going to kick it again.
And so they'll kick again here.
Sorry, that score on the top is not the right score for some reason.
Oh, is the scoreboard not?
It looks frozen, yeah.
There we go.
Kick
That's
is
a
up,
nice
and
shot.
it is good. 21-0 Saints,
Yeah, sometimes they just gotta restart
8:24
it.
to go in the first quarter. The Saints lead at 21-0. What a start for the Saints.
Yeah, they're cooking. They're rolling. They are having fun. Look at their high fives all around. Butt slaps and head taps.
We might have, I want you to check something here a little behind the scenes work. The Iowa High School Athletic Association logo should be in the top right corner of that, but maybe you have it specific to camera or something?
Oh, I do. Yeah. It's right there.
There it is. So it's only on my camera.
It's our first playoff game of the year for football.
Yeah, it is.
Just say it's, wait, there. Boom, there it is.
There it is. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Of course.
We're just getting some of the rust knocked off. If you've seen last night's cross-country race.
Don't bother.
Don't bother.
We're still trying to recover from
If
that.
you haven't seen it, I should say. If you haven't seen it, don't bother. If you have, please forgive us.
Great start for the Saints. They lead at 21-0, 8:24 to go in the first quarter. 2 turnovers by South Winneshiek, and then a long punt return on their third possession by Dylan Brum sets the Saints up for a short field 3 times. They capitalize 21-0. Return here. I think this is Kaboshek with the ball. Gets it across the 30-yard line. Good return there. Their best starting field position of the night, as Kaboshek has them set up at 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, good vision. Nice cut on that one to pick up some extra yards on it. And the best, did we decide this is the best starting field position
It is
so far?
of the night. Yep, across the 25 for the first time in the night, I believe, for South Winn.
Who's running the scoreboard tonight? We got to get some kudos.
Kimbasu running that one.
Kicking Kimbasu on the scoreboard.
We appreciate
tonight.
all the help down there. Streeter. Outside handoff. That goes to number 2, I believe, with the football there. That's Macario. the nice carry, nice gain on first down.
Number 7, Eric Grieve.
Excuse me, that was Grieve. The 2 and the 7 on these jerseys looks remarkably similar.
Yeah. We're not exactly close to the action,
No,
but we'll try and zoom in the best we can.
So give Grieve 6. That's the first time they get outside on the Saints. Get 6 yards. They're 2nd and 4. And that's if you're South Winn right now, it's calm down.
So your 23 is on the right-hand side right now.
So Grieve Todd, I believe, is in at quarterback. It is. Braden Todd is in at quarterback, so they make that change. Gain of 1 on 2nd down makes it 3rd and 3. So they make the switch. Streeter has played quarterback the last 2 games after Todd played the first 6. Back to Todd here. We don't know if there's an injury thing going on there or what, but either way.
Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
If you know what that movie is,
no, Margot.
What that's from, put it down in the chat. That's going to be a free first down for South Winn. Will not make the Saints staff very happy. No, it is a false start. A little too twitchy with the football. Is the center or the quarterback, one of the two, and that will back South Winn up. I thought they were going to get your Saints there.
I did too, but I shouldn't be surprised. There were several Saints that moved at the same time, so you have to wonder if they were drawn, and the men in stripes say they were indeed drawn.
ACGC and Wayne are scoreless near the end of the first quarter at ACGC in a game that was supposed to be a blowout. That's a 4-1. That game is scoreless. A little score update for you. We'll try to keep you updated on games around the state.
Wapsie Valley up 7-0 over Lake Mills.
Back to pass is Todd. Throws it up, and it is incomplete, but we're going to get a pass interference call on the play. That's a good call.
I think so, too.
Living Good was the intended receiver. He was held up there by a Saints defender, I thought.
Yeah, and Michaels, he didn't have his head turned really at all that whole
kind of had
sequence. So
some hands on him a little early. That's going to be
easy call for the ref.
Yeah.
So I got to believe they're looking at a size matchup difference. Obviously, Michael's tough, but he did not get his head up to look for that one, and flags fly as expected.
And it does make it a little easier to call when you can see that, right? Because of that size difference, it's very easy to see.
15-yard penalty, the 1st and 10 Warriors on the Saints 49-yard line.
So the Warriors are set up across midfield on the penalty, their best play of the night. They have it 1st and 10 on the Saints side of the field.
Connie Jenkins, she wins the trivia question, the movie quote.
Kaboshik breaks a couple of tackles. Man, he's hard to bring down. He's going to get near a first down.
Stumbles forward for 9.
It's 9 yards on first down. Good running by Kaboshik.
Number 8, Kyle Kubicek's the ball carrier.
Makes it 2nd and 1. Opens the playbook up. Now Todd is in at quarterback. So their original starting quarterback for the season back out there. We don't know why he didn't play the last couple of games. He did not play the first 2 series, but he is back out there now.
Well, they seem to be putting together a better drive now with him in.
Yeah, Streeter's out at receiver. He's on our side here. Gonna run it with Todd. He pitches it last second. Ball's on the ground. Recovered by South Winn right at the original line of scrimmage. That's a heads-up play by Eric Grieve. He hops on it, and I believe it's going to be short of the first down. Going to be very close. They're going to measure here. This crew measures. We've had some crews this year who don't measure. This crew, hey, correction, they've decided they don't need to measure either. They decide it's a first down.
Well, look, it's that yard line we're talking about earlier that it just depends where on that line you are.
You are, right. Yeah, exactly. So first down, South Winn. Their first down not by penalty. First down not achieved by penalty. Good drive here going for South Winn. The Saints lead at 21-0. 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Todd in at quarterback. He hands it off middle. Kaboshik falls ahead for 3. Again, good stop by the D, and he still gets 3 yards out of the deal. He is that hard to bring down, is Kyle Kaboshik, number 8. If you're just joining us, South Winn turned the ball over on their first 2 possessions. Then they go 3 and out, and the Saints return the punt about 45 yards to set themselves up with 3 short fields. Their 3 touchdowns come all after starting inside the 20-yard line of South Winn. Grieve in motion, hand to Kaboshik, nowhere to go. Ball comes out again. Saints say they have it. The officiating crew disagrees. There is a flag on the field that I believe will go against the Warriors here. South Winn
Can we see that ball on the? Ooh, there it is.
Look
at this ball
picking
on
up the
ground.
flag.
Pick up the flag. The flag is waved off. That will make it 3rd and 7.
You got the ball on the ground.
Did the ball get
right
out?
there, you could kind of see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ball is out. That should be Saints football. Instead, it is 3rd and 7.
I think, though, the South Wind player wrestled it away from
Got
him
it back
out of that
anyway.
pile,
Gotcha.
so
Gotcha.
that's the key. It's kind of a dogfight down there in those big piles. You
So-
gotta,
It is.
whoever's got the ball and the ref gets there is usually who's going to get it.
And that was Southwind in this case. I gotcha.
And is it possible the flag itself was intended to be a change of
Ooh,
possession?
it very
bag?
could have well been.
Great tackle.
Big tackle.
Corbin Michaels knifes in, brings down Grieve for a huge loss on 3rd and 7. They lose 7, and that'll make it 4th and 14. And here comes the offense, perhaps.
Brings up 4th and 14.
Well, the way
for
things are going,
the
like,
Warriors. Are they
can
going
they afford to give this
no,
ball up?
they cannot.
You're
You're
down by
across
3
midfield.
touchdowns.
Great point. Candle Genius, he's all over it. You got to go here, right? I know
think
it's
you do.
4th and 14.
It
Well-
seems crazy, but you got a quarterback. Well, maybe a quarterback. I'm not sure. You got a guy that ran over 300 yards. You put him. Is he behind center, or do we got
He is
number
not.
4?
He's out here at receiver.
It's going to feel like 300 yards trying to get these 14.
Pass coming. Todd
tipped. Whoops.
Picked off. That is Dylan Brum with his 6th interception of the year, and he's got room to run. Dylan Brum across midfield. Breaks a tackle down to the 35-yard line, and the Saints will have it 1st and 10 after their 3rd turnover tonight. Wow, what a start for the Saints. They have forced 3 turnovers and a punt on the 4 offensive possessions for South Wind. They lead 21-0 and have the ball 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Hey, I like that end zone cam, guys. I actually missed that play, but great shot from the end zone. You know, and that's not probably advised that on 4th down on a deep ball like that you actually pick it off. But obviously, with Brum's legs underneath that thing, anything is possible.
Anything could happen.
The field position is actually a whole lot better this way than it would have been had he just batted that thing out of the air and taken over possession.
Well, I believe that's what you call a hand punt.
It is. That is. Yep, and a good return by Dylan Brum. Schwiesau going to pass.
Oh, wide open.
Dylan Brum, touchdown Saints!
Oh
and
my
the Saints
goodness.
are rolling the Warriors here in St. Ansgar. They lead at 27-0 after a huge touchdown pass. What a start for the Saints.
I don't know where the defender was on that. I mean, I can see he's clearly behind Brum, but
And this is some of the playbook we haven't seen all season, or at least since week 3. Fun to see it back out here tonight. What a play by the Saints. They lead at 27-0. 13-18 to go.
talked about the balance earlier, and we've already seen 2 passing touchdowns today.
Extra point, Schwiesau on to attempt here. Kick is up.
It is good.
It is good. 28-0. The Saints lead it. 3:18 to go in the first quarter, and this one's all Saints.
Man, it's nice having that end zone cam. You can actually see the how the kicks are going, because before it was we kind of had to guess. But you know, look at this angle.
Yeah, for those of you who weren't in the same room as Duke and I were earlier today when we were talking about this, heck, I'm not even sure we were in the same room. We would have been texting back and forth. But Duke, I was not here last week, and you guys, by the way, did a great job. I can't believe I was a little disappointed you could do so well without me. Maybe I'm not needed, but I gotta say, the conversation was, no, we want the sideline cams, quote unquote, in the end zone. We just like the perspective so much better, and I see it now, guys. I see it. It's very nice.
Yeah, and the kids are doing a great job on the camera work. And, you know, we had them kind of running back and forth, trying to go behind the huddle and, you know, to get across the field when the ball changes from one end to the other. And I don't know why they didn't just speak up, because that was kind of a dumb idea in hindsight, us making them run behind everybody. And we move them to the end zones, and you get some pretty good
And things are pretty
angles.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What a start for the Saints. They lead 28-0 here. They'll kick it off. Schwiesau's going to kick it off. Kaboshek is deep. He has returned the last 2. See what the Saints do here. Kind of squib it to that dead spot where Kaboshek has trouble handling it, but he picks it up at the 15-yard line.
He's scrambling.
Brought down at about that same 15-yard line.
Well, he didn't get brought down. He's still on his feet.
Still on his feet.
Progress stop. So.
Whistle dead.
That's a great point. He's technically still moving. Well, What a start here for the Saints. Great job. I'll tell you what, gentlemen, I didn't expect this start. I thought the Warriors might move the ball on your Saints, and I guess they did in that last drive.
Yeah, it's just they haven't been they haven't been able to hold on the football.
Yeah. The size advantage for our lines is clear visually, right, as you look at these two teams, and that's been the difference in this one. Again, they're just nowhere to run. You try to run the ball up the middle on the Saints. That's not going to work consistently against our defensive line. It's just not going to.
You talked about earlier about the strength versus strength, and if their strength is running up the middle, the size makes such a difference here. Our strength is defending the middle because of our big bodies, and their defense is hitting the middle. But the guys in the white jerseys just aren't. They just don't have the body mass, right?
And Jenny Brum says end zone gritty just doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
That's very true.
Well, it's still a sideline, right? It's just one of the other four sides.
It's on the right side. It's further along the side. It's more side than the side.
Second and 9. I think we're going to have a timeout. We do. Saints. Do Saints call a timeout? I believe no. Okay, there you go. He just signaled the wrong way. So the Warriors of South Winn take their first timeout here in the first quarter with the Saints leading 28-0, 2:25 to go. They want to talk about this 2nd and 9 play.
Hey, while they take this time out, take a look at the lower left-hand corner. What is that little Saints team? What is that little bubbly little thing? What is that? That's a QR code, folks, because while watching the stream is free, and we intend for it to always be free, producing a stream is not. So please consider giving Butter. That takes you to the Give Butter platform. 100% of the donations that we receive on our Give Butter platform go directly to the St. Ansgar athletic department so that we can keep these kids in fresh new jerseys, so we can keep referees on these fields. And it's not a cheap thing to have high school sports, especially at 1A, where in many cases the school enrollment is in decline. These high school sports activities are really the identity of a lot of these communities. We're delighted to bring these games to you free of charge. Please consider donating to our cause. Give Butter. Scan the code. We'll also have an address, or if you want to just log in online, that's givebutter.com/SaintsFan.
You can find it on our website, too, at saintstv.com.
Oh, the new website. I keep forgetting to mention the new website.
Todd Keeps gains 4. So Braden Todd in at quarterback. He has not played the last couple of games, did not start this game. Carson Streeter was back there for the Warriors for the first 3 series, but on the last series, Braden Todd takes over. He's back in there as well on this series. ACGC scores at the end of the first quarter, so it is 7-0. ACGC leads there over Wayne. Lake Mills trailing Wapsie Valley 7-0 in the second quarter as well. Lake Mills is driving.
We didn't hear your thoughts on the Lake Mills game, Joe. Who do you think comes out ahead on that one?
I'd be shocked if that's anything other than Wapsie Valley, but Lake Mills is trying to shock me right now as they are 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line, driving there in that one. It's also a first down for South Winn. Nice carry there. So South Winn is kind of settled down with Todd in at quarterback. They get their second first down, not by penalty of the night. Handoff middle. Kaboshek, nowhere to go.
26 on that tackle.
Andrew Hall in for the Saints.
It's all good.
Nice job there.
By Andrew Hall. In a one play, 2nd and 9.
Cheerleaders are really bringing the school spirit tonight. You guys hear that?
I do. South Winn has it. 2nd and 10 here. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. They're going to pass, quick pass out. That is maybe deflected. It was intended for Streeter. Falls incomplete. Again, great pressure. Derek Heeman for the Saints back there. Chase Haugen as well, number 44, out there creating pressure for the Saints. It'll be 3rd and long. This Saints defense has been legit the last 5 weeks. They have just played lights out, and they continue to do that here tonight to this really powerful offense from South Winn, especially with Todd under center. Going to pitch it outside to Grieve. Grieve forced out of bounds near the first down marker. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. They're going to mark him short of the first down, so it'll be 4th and 2. Decision time for South Winn. They will go for it here.
I think you gotta. You're down 4 touchdowns. If you don't, you can't just give the ball back to the team who seems to just score at will.
Let's
What do
see
you
here.
expect?
We get a little advice from the crowd saying, watch the ball. They going to try to get the Saints to jump off sides. They will go here, in my opinion. Just to prove announcer guy wrong, they're not going to go. Now they do. Handoff, first down. Good hard running there by Kaboshik. He gets the first down. Needed 2, got 5. First down Warriors. 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. This one's been all Saints via turnover. 3 turnovers for the Warriors. Set up the Saints 3 times with short fields.
Yeah, you see that 28-0 score, you're going to be surprised to see the really limited number of offensive yards for these Saints.
Is there a running clock in the playoff?
There is.
Interesting.
Anytime the differential is more than 35, the clock will run. Streeter here with the reception. Big hit.
Hard hit.
Jay Suisau with a big hit. Andrew Hall there to help wrap him up. Gain of 5 on first down makes it 2nd and 5.
Tackle made by Andrew Hall.
Brum usually a pretty sure spectacular. He's usually a spectacular, but that time not so much.
They mark him a little short, so it is 2nd and 6. Give him 4 on the reception. Ran about 15 yards, gets 4. Southwind, this is what we expected. I expected them to move the football here, and they have on the last 2 drives. They put Braden Todd in at quarterback, and that has made the difference. Little confusion, broken play, nowhere to go. Todd
Saints
loses the football again. The Saints come up with it, and they have it. Turnover number 4 for the Saints as Derek Heeman takes it away. I don't know who stripped it out of there, but Heeman comes up with it.
Did you get to see that ball come out from where you're at?
Heeman.
I see.
So that's the end of the first quarter. The Saints lead 28-0 and will have the ball by all indications here at about the 45-yard line. Can we see it come out?
Yeah, keep going slow.
Is he just ripping it out?
No, it's just like there's a blob, and then just here, right there, it shoots out. Right there.
There it is. Wow.
Yeah, good call. Great job by the officials on the field to see that live.
And then it just hits him in the feet, and he falls right on it. And the gift, he's outside of the dog pile there and just falls right on it. So, all right, let's take a look at some of the touchdowns we've had so far.
You know, we missed it. Thank you, St. Ansgar State Bank, for your contributions. The T-shirt cannon just fired wildly into the crowd. These cheerleaders keeping it real out there. Pegging folks with Saints TV T-shirts sponsored by St. Ansgar State Bank.
So the Saints get their 4th turnover of the night. 3 fumble recoveries and an interception for the Saints. They lead 28-0 and have the ball in Warrior territory here, set up 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
The second quarter, the Saints ball 1st and 10 on the Warrior 46-yard line.
This one's been all Saints. Too many mistakes for Southwind. They have moved the football on their last 2 drives, but both of them end in turnovers. Opportunistic defense for the Saints. Suisau under center in the wishbone. Gonna pass. Looking deep for Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe well covered by Grieve. And that pass falls incomplete. I like the attempt there. They thought they'd see if Sutcliffe could get lost again like he did in that first touchdown.
He even faked out our end zone
cam.
End zone gritty. Sideline gritty.
So the Saints offense has been very diverse tonight. Done a little bit of everything. Run out of that pistol, run out of the wishbone, thrown and run out of both. Fun to see. Never know what you might get from the Saints offense. This is Klein. Big hole, big gain on 2nd and long. Makes it 3rd and short.
Why not throw big on first down if you realize you know that you can do that on 2nd? Give yourself 3rd and short here on the legs of Klein.
Let's call it 3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Seth Schatz delivering the play to the huddle.
I'm thinking we're going to get a run from number 12.
Number 12, we have a call in the booth. This is a Clevenger fullback run. I can already tell you that ain't happening.
Oh,
based on this, we're not. Yes.
We got a number 2, yeah.
Brum in motion. Schwiesau is going to either keep or pitch. He pitches to Michaels. Michaels, shifty. He breaks a tackle, gets a first down. Needed to, gets 7. First down, Saints at the 31-yard line.
It's so deceiving. It looks like he gets to, but that offensive line is pushing so hard downfield.
Yeah, looks like a short gain until you realize the offensive line is 8 yards down the field.
Everybody's been moving. Yeah.
I called it.
You called it. He did.
That's exactly what Duke said would happen.
That's what Duke said would happen. Credit to this offensive line here tonight. Playing superbly, pushing men around up front. Klein falls ahead. Going to get a flag, a late flag thrown way on the other side. Let's see what this is about. Have a guy lined up. Offsides, perhaps? Pointing in the wrong direction if you're a Saints fan. I think this one's going to come back after a nice gain.
Must be behind us.
Wapsie Valley scores on a long play. They make it 16-0 over Lake Mills. There's your score update there. There's a reason I'm giving you the Wapsie Valley score update. I think that's who the Saints will play next week.
Although they have officially not announced
They have officially not announced that. I've been calling that since week 4.
He kind of has been.
Yes, that is true.
So maybe it's wishful thinking on my part because I just want to be right. It's more important to be first than to be correct, right? Isn't that how that goes in media? You got to be first?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say I'm first, but I do think your Saints could travel to Wapsie Valley if this score and that score holds. And yes, I said travel. We'll talk about that more later. Corbin Michaels makes a man miss, falls ahead, gets 4 of those 5 penalty yards back. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Someone tell that zebra he needs to stand a little bit to the side so we can see the play.
Right? Doesn't he know who we are, dude?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to check
Doesn't
out.
he know there's a game going on? We're trying to watch.
Is it possible the guy there has enough room to go to his left or right? Maybe we should send him a little message.
He looks cold. He's got shorts on.
I wish he had pants on. I really do.
I asked him before the game.
That's what I said.
Do you
I
want
said,
some pants? Oh, no, I'll be fine.
Yeah, I said, I'll be fine. He's going to be up here at halftime warming up, I bet.
Schwiesau in shotgun. Gonna keep. Runs ahead. Jay Schwiesau. 10-5. Touchdown Saints.
What?
Jay Schwiesau with a 32-yard touchdown run. Fooled everybody. Touchdown Saints.
He just
Saints
stayed there, just hesitates, right? Just like, we'll just pretend that I gave the ball away.
Fooled everybody except for the announcer guy and Mama, who's sitting right in front of me, who also saw that one.
Look at that. That's for Mommy.
Jace Schwiesau. What a run. 32-yard touchdown run. It's 34-0 Saints. All-important extra point here. This one goes through. We will have a running clock as long as that differential remains 35.
The scoreboard is a little slow tonight for some reason. Must be the cold weather, cold fingers.
Kicks up. No good. It'll remain 34-0. 9:35 to go in the first half. This one's all Saints. 34-0 after a Schwiesau 32-yard touchdown run.
And that flex for Schwiesau's mom reminds me, hey, a kudos to Dylan Brum's mom, who's celebrating a birthday today.
So that Dylan Brum interception brought to you by Mama Andy's birthday. No doubt about it.
Mama Andy, indeed. Happy birthday, Mama Andy.
Happy birthday, Mama Andy. She probably always wanted to be known as Mama Andy.
I think
we
so.
are into nicknames here on Saints TV. Mama Andy, congratulations. That is your nickname. And happy birthday, by the way. Dylan Brum's not done yet, so he may have a follow-up gift, kind of a complimentary gift that we'll see delivered here a little later.
I like it.
Yep. For the Warriors, Jay Schwiesau kicking off for the Saints.
That was a big long run there for Schwiesau.
He looked like the fastest man alive there for just a moment.
Yeah, he did.
Tribute
that
to
was fun.
Brum.
We've seen him kind of have some sneaky long runs.
Yeah.
before, but usually it's where like kind of catch the defense off guard. That one he just took off up the middle like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
But did he hesitate, right? It felt
He-
like
he
he gave the
did,
ball.
yeah.
Like it looked like he wanted to just believe like he just delivered the ball.
I think that was part of the deception there, but why
Right.
nobody knew who had the football. That ball is going to bounce out of bounds, so that'll be a procedure penalty on the Saints. But not all bad. They started at the 35-yard line because that ball went out of bounds inside the 35, so they'll have it. South Winn will 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. South Winneshiek having trouble hanging on to the football tonight. They have 4 turnovers leading to 4 Saints touchdowns, and then a long punt return on their 3 and out in the middle there. Dylan Brum returns it inside the 30, and the Saints capitalize on that as well 2 plays later, and it's 34-0 Saints. Little motion out of somebody here. Let's see who they're going to call it on. They give it to Streeter. It'll be on the Warriors. So a procedure penalty, a little movement early there. Going to make it 1st and 15.
Is it you were listening to? Yeah. I wasn't sure. Where's this?
And we can hear it through our mics. We're like, where's that noise coming from?
Oh, sorry.
No.
I'm trying to spy on some other scores.
I
and This
gotcha.
one's only a radio show. I'm trying to listen to them, see if they can say the score, but they haven't yet.
Yep, I hear you. So, 1st and 15 now. Back to passes. Todd pressured by
he's
Haugen,
open.
but he gets it off. Gets it to Streeter. Long pass. Good play there. Todd to Streeter across the 30-yard line down to the 25. Big play. That's a 50-yard pass completion for the Warriors.
Tackle made by Dylan Brum.
It takes me back to that Nashville game where the Saints were just dominating that game. I think that was the Nashville game, right? Where they had one big long pass play that ended up being their score. But he got open against Brum, which is pretty impressive. Brum is, for those of you who are new to Saints TV, he is the fastest man alive. To get open against Brum is big news.
1st and 10, going to pitch it out to Grieve. Grieve, short gain, turns nothing into 2.
Hard-fought yards.
Yeah.
Made by Jay Schweitzow.
Schweitzow, Michaels, Andrew Hall, all in there to help bring down Grieve.
2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
That'll make it 2nd and 8. So the Warriors, for the first time inside the 30-yard line of the Saints here, they got across midfield once and then turned it over 1 play later. Nice long pass play to set up this drive. Braden Todd in at quarterback if you're just joining us. Streeter started. Todd came in that 4th drive for South Winn, and he's had the reins since. Short gain by Kuboshek on 2nd down.
Kubashek's ball carrier.
Makes it 3rd and 6. 4 down territory here for the Warriors.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Southwind kind of going no huddle here, moving quickly. Put Grieve in motion. Todd's going to keep. Quarterback keep. Breaks the tackle. Makes another man miss. Near the 1st down yardage. Believe they'll give it to him. They do. 1st down. Southwind on the Todd carry inside the 15.
That's a well-designed play.
It really is. It's kind of what Schweitzow did. Kind of hesitate, right?
Yep.
Did I hand it off? Let the guys up front tackle the guy that they think has the football when I still have it, and then find a little seam.
He didn't have quite the hole that Schweitzow did, but he did a little zigging and a little zagging and make something really nice out of it. The blocking scheme, I think, was fantastic, but well-designed play.
Motion again. Keep again. Nowhere to go, and he's going to lose 2 on that one. Good job by the interior of the Saints defensive line and those linebackers, including Michaels, who comes up with Haugen, and they drop Todd for a loss of 2, makes it 2nd and 12. So the first drive deep in Saints territory in the red zone here. Go the Warriors. Middle again. I believe that was designed to be a quarterback keeper. Saints sniff that one out.
Out on the quarterback keeper. Tackle made by Chase Haugen.
Chase Haugen in on the tackle, a loss of another one. Make it 3rd and 13.
Great pursuit by Haugen on that one. He was a blanket on that thing.
You know, and there's a kid
no chance.
who didn't start the first couple of games of this season, right? And worked and worked and worked and stayed and put the time in and got better. And now he's making a huge impact in a playoff game 7 weeks later. Awesome to see that. Todd back to pass. Throws it complete. I believe that's Streeter, who's just short of the end zone. Big tackle there, big hit. Connor Mullenbeck and others in there, but it's 1st and goal Warriors.
Another nice play. I thought that ball came out at the end of that, but he was just extending the heck out of it. Go Gadget Arms.
1st and goal at the 1 for the Warriors. Nice drive here as the Warriors respond. No quit in these guys. Fun to see that, too. They have 4 turnovers in this game, or it would be different here. Streeter in at quarterback. He's just going to keep. They're definitely trying to keep Todd healthy, whatever's going on with him. Touchdown, Warriors. Carson Streeter with a QB keeper makes it 34-6.
Did you call that before the Stripes did?
I did. I could see it coming. They're like, they can't tell. There's just a pile of humanity. They're going to say that's a touchdown. And they
I was thinking, I didn't see any arms go up in the air, and it looked like they were marking it short. You called it touchdown. I think they were just listening to your call before they made the call.
My words have power.
I think so.
Extra point here attempted. I believe this is also Streeter.
It is indeed. Number 23 on the jersey.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. And it is 34-7. The Saints lead at 5:37 to go in the first half. Nice drive. Good answer there by South Winn. They have 4 turnovers in this game. They hang on to it, that drive, and it results in a touchdown. They've moved the ball since they put Braden Todd back in at quarterback. They have moved the ball on the Saints. They capitalize on that one.
That's how good my memory is here. I think they've punted it once.
Once,
right? They've
sir.
turned it over 4 times. They have scored on 1 possession. So they've had 6 offensive possessions so far, 1 touchdown, 4 turnovers, and a punt. Saints lead this one 34-7 over South Winn. 5 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Hannah family watching from Waterloo, Janesville, Wisconsin.
Hello, Janesville.
Manzanillo, Mexico.
Oh, rub it in, John. I love it. Thanks for tuning in. From everybody out there, appreciate the support.
Yeah, let us know where you're watching from.
Chat line is open.
There's still 5:37 to go in the first half, and we have 41 points scored here tonight in this one. The Saints lead at 34-7. Good answer there by South Winn. No quit in these guys. They are well coached. A bunch of good athletes over there. These teams have battled often in baseball and football throughout the year, so these kids know each other well and have competed against each other often. Don't quit in anybody in this game. Good kick there, kind of that dead spot. If that kickoff looked familiar, it's what the Saints do fairly regularly, and it works exactly how you want it to work. You kick it to no man's land, and even if the Saints recover, they can't return it, and they don't. 1st and 10 Saints from the 22-yard line.
You create a little bit of panic when that ball hits the ground. You're not sure which way it's going to bounce. You know it's a live ball. Anybody's so you do what Clevenger did right there, and you just jump on the thing.
Jump on it.
You know, I imagine too the returners are like, "Ooh, that's heading for the sideline. We might get a penalty," and then it stops, and then I got to go get it.
You got it. I believe this is Klein. Room to run. 10 yards and more on first down. We'll make it first down. Nice run. Tyson Klein gets 11 on 1st and 10. This is the first drive that has started in Saints territory. Am I right on that? My memory's not great either. You guys, let's group think this in the chat if you can help us. I think this is the first time the Saints have had the ball on their own side of the field.
Well, you got the pick. So they received the ball on a punt once.
And they ran that back to the 28-yard line.
Did they get a 4th down stop?
They did not. That was a punt and 4 turnovers, right?
Oh, the hand punt, but they turned it back the other way.
Right.
Oh.
I think this might be the first time the Saints have had it on the wrong side of the 50. Klein again. 10 yards again for Klein. First down, Saints.
Tyson Klein, the ball carrier.
So Tyson Klein carries twice. Comes up with a little limp there.
Twice.
Is that a limp or is it swagger?
I
think
don't
it's a
know,
limp.
right?
It's a stagger.
So that's the combo. It's the stagger.
I'm
He's
afraid
got two left shoes on.
the Saints have avoided injury at the varsity level all year. Need to keep that going tonight. Can't afford to lose Tyson Klein here. Let's get him healthy on the sideline. He's getting a little attention from a trainer. Let's hope that's cramp.
Cramp. Funny bone. Does your leg have a
Funny bone. I think it does. It should if it doesn't. Schweisau. Pass. Intended for Brum.
Oh.
Just through the fingers. Incomplete. Nice pass. Brum had his hands on it. Just couldn't quite secure it. Falls incomplete. Second and 10.
He punches the ground there, too.
He's not
He
happy.
knows it, yeah.
He was going to dedicate that one to Mama Andy.
I have seen a number of South Winneshiek players getting up slow.
Our size advantage is real, and our physicality is real. They are feeling it here tonight in St. Ansgar as the Saints are rolling 34-7. Pitch. Michaels in space. Makes a man miss. Then another. Still on his feet. Give him 12 and a first down.
That last 2 yards or whatever that was, you think his knee's going to hit, but not so much. Right here. Nope.
He's still up there. He just about broke it. Kaboshek falls on him to prevent the touchdown, but it's first down. Saints across midfield. Their longest drive of the night.
The Kaboshek, he's a baller.
He is. He is their leading tackler. He's their leading rusher. He is one tough dude.
Is he a senior?
He's not. Kaboshek just a junior, so he'll be back next year. Out of the wishbone go the Saints. Handoff.
Rumbling, stumbling.
They tackled
Clevenger.
Michaels, but Clevenger's got it. He gains 6 yards on 1st and 10, makes it 2nd and 4.
That's the danger of these guys. I mean, you got to watch for Michaels. But now even today we're going for these pass plays, and so you got to spread yourselves out a little bit, and then you just hand off the ball to the big guy.
I think that's his first carry of the night.
That was a good fake because our sideline Gritty completely followed Michaels that whole play.
He did as well, huh? This is Connor Mullenbeck.
Mullenbeck out of the
breaks
backfield.
a tackle. To the sideline goes Connor Mullenbeck. Connor Mullenbeck, 10. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Saints.
What a run.
So
Connor. Guacamole. You throw a little dabble of guacamole on that thing, and you got yourself a.
He's in for
tough one to
Tyson
cover.
Klein, who came off with what looked like a sore ankle, and they're going to keep him on the sideline. They're still working on him over here, so that's why Connor Mullenbeck's in there. He makes the most of it. 1st and goal, Saints from the 7-yard line.
It's funny, he ran right into the back of, I didn't see who it was, but it looked like one of our own players. Bounced right off him, kept going.
Interesting formation here. Schweisau's going to keep. Turns it upfield into the 6-yard line. Gain of 1. Nice job by the interior of the defensive line. I think that's number 50, Aiden Palafox. Who doesn't like that last name?
That's a great name. I like that.
That's a football name if you've ever heard one. Good job by him make the tackle there. It is 2nd and goal from the 6. Back to a more traditional Saints formation here. We call this the wishbone. Schweisau under center. Hands it to Michaels. Michaels pushes ahead to the 1-yard line. Just short of a touchdown. It'll be 3rd and goal from inside the 1 after Michaels carries it 5.5 yards down to the goal line.
Can't really see it from there, but the defender was, I think, just wrapped around his head.
Somewhere in that massive humanity he was.
Yeah. It seemed like he was just wrapping himself around whatever he could grab and just make sure this kid does not end up in the end zone.
Hand off to Clevenger. Touchdown, Saints. Joe Clevenger with a 1-yard touchdown run, and it's 40-7 Saints. 1:55 to go in the first half.
Clevenger's a fun kid to watch. You see him, he just kind of just steps in the end zone, gets across the goal line, and just backs it right out, puts his hands in the air. Let's celebrate, boys, he says. 40-7, Saints lead.
What a first half for the Saints. They have dominated this South Winneshiek team offensively, especially. The South Winn offense has moved the ball the last couple of drives. They get a touchdown their last one, but the Saints march down the field and answer. They're going to go for 2 here. Hand off to Michaels, who's going to be tackled just short of the line to gain, so the 2-point fails. It'll remain 47 Saints.
Yeah, at this point right now, the important thing, why go for 2 there? You got this huge lead. The 35-point rule is a really big deal. We want to keep our kids fresh and healthy. We want to play as few plays as we can.
Yep.
At this point, obviously, we got to maintain that lead, but we'd like to see that clock keep ticking. 155.
It's a smart move.
He was close.
He
to
was
getting in.
so
Look how
close.
He's probably got his nose on the line, but the ball is.
Tyson Klein does have his helmet. He is up and away from the trainer, trying to walk off. Whatever happened there looked like maybe lower leg, putting plenty of weight on that, all of that. So it doesn't look like a significant injury, but definitely looks tender for Mr. Tyson Klein. Not sure we'll see him the rest of the way.
As quick as he got up after that injury, I thought it was, or maybe I was just hoping, it felt like it was rub a little dirt on it, you'll be all right, give him a couple plays, he'll be back in. So hopefully he's okay, but I felt like as quick as he got up that it really wasn't going to be a huge injury, but he's a tough kid.
Looks like one of those injuries that maybe got worse as it set in. You know what I mean? As he got to the sideline, man, that hurts more than I thought it did. 1:55 to go in the first half. Saints lead 40-7. Schwiesau's going to kick it off here for the Saints. Back to return are Streeter, Koboshek, and Grieve, I think, is the third. It goes to Koboshek. Tough kid, hard to bring down, just charges right through the middle of the great return across the 40-yard line. South Winn will have it 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. The clock is their only enemy at this point. Long pass play last time from Grieve to Streeter, from Todd to Streeter. And by the way, if you've watched Saints TV over the years and watched these teams play baseball or football, you know, is this Grieve and Streeter kid and Todd kid like a 7th-year senior? No, they're not. They're just the little brothers of the Todds and Grieves and Streeters you're used to seeing 4 and 5 and 6 years ago. So some of you out there at college watching this, didn't we play against Streeter? Yeah, that was Big Brother. This is a pass out to Streeter. Great tackle by Tyson Klein, who I think's okay.
He must be okay.
He must be
good
okay.
enough to make a tackle.
Well, was that Klein
or was that Brum? That was Brum.
That was Brum.
Dylan Brum. Mama Andy Brum called that one.
That sure tackling we're used to seeing out of him.
Yeah, it looked like a Tyson Klein tackle, no doubt about it.
Clock keeps ticking. I think that's the important thing there. Kept him in bounds. The clock's moving. These guys got to move.
2nd and 7. Grieve goes in motion. Todd's going to keep. Goes ahead, but is tackled after a short gain. Hall and Clevenger in on the tackle. Clevenger there first. Hall helps bring him down. 3rd and 4, and to hurry up here with less than a minute to go. They're going to go quickly. Are the Warriors. Todd's going to pass. Gets it complete to Streeter again. That Todd to Streeter connection has been there tonight and earlier in the year. Like I said, Todd did not play quarterback the last couple of weeks. It's been Streeter playing quarterback, but when he was healthy, that Todd to Streeter connection was something that they ran a lot, and we have seen it here in the second quarter.
Solid play by South Winn on that one. Quick little pass, safe pass. Steps out of bounds. Clock stops. We don't need to rush here.
It's a great point. Get out of bounds. Save a little clock time. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Does South Winn. Pass again. Looking for Streeter again. Nearly picked off by Corbin Michaels. Right through his hands. He read that one. He knew they were looking for old number 23. And Corbin Michaels had him looked up himself. He was thinking touchdown.
I think he was thinking touchdown.
Incomplete pass. Makes it 2nd and 10. 42 seconds left.
Importantly for South Winn, the clock stops on that.
South Winn gets the ball to start the second half.
St. Ansgar should get the ball second half.
Correct. You're right. Correction. Candle Genius is absolutely a genius. That's why we call him that.
they win the toss, which usually we see get deferred so that we can get a good start on the second half, the part of the game where you can really gain the momentum and win the game. But as we talked about earlier in this one, South Winn wanted to come out, put some points on the board. It just did not go their way.
Instead, they come out and turn it over, and the Saints capitalize early. South Winn has turned the ball over 4 times tonight. The Saints have 4 touchdowns on those 4 turnovers. Short carry there by Todd makes it 3rd and 8, and they call an immediate timeout, so only 1 timeout remains for South Winn.
Can you go back to that, Duke?
Yeah, watch what's going on with Corbin Michaels.
Look,
is that what you're going to point out?
Yanked on.
Yeah, I saw this one live too, and he's like, "Hey!"
I was like, "Come on!"
If this was a basketball game, we'd be chanting, "You can't do that."
Yeah. We wouldn't be.
No, we wouldn't be. The other guys would be.
It's not a chant we make. Take a look at number 2 there, and how they're going to keep him away from the play. Just hold on to him. Don't let him.
And look, the ref couldn't see it, just like the face mask in the Vikings game last night. There's no way that official could have seen that.
Yeah,
he's not anywhere in the area. That's what the NFL said today about that face mask. Don't get me started on the Vikings.
That was an awful face mask. It was a dangerous face mask.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't called. Not that it mattered. They should not have been in that position if you're a Vikings fan. Should not have been down 8 points in the opposing end zone.
Pre-snap penalty makes it 3rd and 13.
If there's any Vikings fans out there, I'd like to know the answer. How many points have the Vikings scored in the second half this year?
It can't be many. Can it?
Touchdowns? It's almost
like
none.
2? Yeah.
Yeah, almost none.
And most of those were in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened the first 2 weeks, but I can't even recall the last time they scored end zone points, touchdowns in the second half.
Right.
That's field goals at best.
You're right.
While they're getting this set, I got some score updates for you. Wapsie Valley up 23-0 with about 2 minutes left in the half for that one. They're over Lake Mills. Tri-Center in a tight one with South Central Calhoun. End of the first quarter, they're only up 7-0.
Ooh.
Are the Spartans. They were ranked in the top, was it the 5th ranked team?
Yes, I believe so.
Going into the playoffs. And then North Lynn, last I checked, it was getting close to halftime. They were up 14-6 over Pekin. So that
would be an upset officially. That would be a 3 beating a 2. A little pass incomplete, looking for Kaboshek.
We were talking before the game. We went live that we didn't think that matchup was. That's kind of a tough first-round draw for both teams.
Yeah, neither team liked that matchup.
Right.
No chance. They wanted any business or any part of either one of those.
Do you guys know the records of those teams offhand?
I think 7-1 and 6-2. I want to say.
Yeah, that is a wild first round.
Sometimes that's how the matchups shake out.
Todd going to be sacked. Derek Heeman with his 6th sack of the year. Him and Weston Paulson there. Let's give them both a half if you want to.
I like that.
That'll be a turnover on downs. The Saints will have it 40-7 with 25 ticks left in the first half. And we're starting to see substitutions here for the Saints. Hale Dietrich on, number 31 for the Saints.
I think that was Paulson all the way.
Was that Paulson's? I got you. Attaboy. That way, Weston.
Yep,
So what's the play here, Joe? We're going to do something? We're trying to put some
No,
points
sir.
on?
We are going to kneel this one. Well, we're not going to kneel. We're going to run it. We're going to, we're going to see if we can get 25 yards on first down here. Maybe we'll do something with it. Handoff. Get 5 yards on first down. Connor Mullenbeck with the carry. No timeouts coming. I believe that will do it.
Here's that sack on fourth down.
Yeah, let's watch this again.
Hits the tackle there, gets that right up in his grill, just shakes him off. Way to be tough and get around the end and take down the quarterback there. Excellent play there on defense.
So that will do it in the first half. The Saints lead it 40-7 over the South Winneshiek Warriors. The Saints will get the ball to start the second half with that commanding lead here. The first half, nearly all Saints, 40-7.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
This broadcast is made possible thanks to the generous contributions of the advertisers you see here, as well as the Foundation for the Enhancement of Mitchell County and the Saints Legacy Fund.
It's Saints TV's goal to bring the game to those who are unable to cheer from the stands. Watching the stream is free. Creating it is not. Please consider donating to our cause through our donation partner, Give Butter. 100% of your donation goes directly to the St. Ansgar school system, where it is used for the education of our students, the equipment used to create these streams, and the athletic department so that our students can keep competing in the sports that are near to their hearts. Thank you for supporting St. Ansgar, and thank you for giving Butter.
Johnson Oil, we do a little bit of everything from home to tank. We can set your LP tanks, fill your refined fuel, monitor your tanks, fill your LP cylinders, and we can get whatever parts and service you need.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know, you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Every single job that we do, either one or both of the owners are on the roof overseeing and often installing the products, which is something that we really pride ourselves on and make sure that we're going above and beyond.
At Farmers State Bank, we have a proud tradition of commitment of excellence.
Cut! Hey guys, what's Old Big Production about?
We have a couple job openings that we're looking to fill, so we're making a commercial.
Just tell them you're going to pay them well. We're really pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement or whatever.
At Farmer State Bank, we have a proud tradition of paying you, being pretty easy to get along with most of the time, and there's plenty of room for advancement, or whatever.
Yeah, get voted.
What'd you say, Jack? So it's if Lake Mills wins, we play here. No, we will not play here.
Yeah, well, yeah, so, you know, our district 14, there's a, I get a shout out here. No matter what, there's just the world's, one of the world's best insurance.
It'd be sick if we did. Just played here.
Oh, no, wait, I take it back.
Last year we did, since we were
Sounded good, boys.
defeated. Probably should say
I had to run down and get a water, and
Where is that dude? He's not even gonna look up here. I probably have to say
Valley's up on Columbus. Bellevue was
Graham!
yeah, that Bellevue
Oh
dance.
my God, Graham, you're deaf. He's dead. He's retarded.
You know, and there's a lot of fours and
He's
one.
blind.
I'm
He's
sorry.
dead. He's retarded.
District 4 or 5
He's dead.
is throughout the state, so 4s and
You'd have to
5s.
like, Graham! And you'd be like, yeah, it's like you gotta scream his name. Yeah. It's like, what'd you say?
District 2, District 3.
It's like, brother.
Go either way. You got an
Stop.
out.
7 and 3 teams.
Look how thick this computer is, Braxton.
Two districts that have all 4 playing
Look how
teams
thick
playing
that
each
is.
other.
That boy
Yeah,
is thick.
three.
Yeah, it's like a
1, 2, 3, 6, and 7.
centimeter
So it'd be
thick.
interesting, but West Hancock,
Look at the
I think,
screen. The screen's pretty thick too. It seems like. Maybe it's the casing. Maybe he has a case on there. Your computer's
That's the same thing you are there, Joe.
Yeah. They're trying to get score updates, which I'm trying to get.
I got a couple from
Yeah, good job, boys.
One.
Whoa, not the camera we thought we'd see. Welcome back, America. That is the green turf here in St. Ansgar, where your St. Ansgar Saints are leading. Got to take a look at the scoreboard here. It's 47. A lot of points here in the first half of this one. St. Ansgar Saints. Joe's leaning out the window. I'm sorry you can't see that. I think they're throwing passwords out there, so I'm going to keep the sound waves rolling so we can't hear the passwords.
You can all break into my iPad now if you'd like. All you have to know is my birthday. That's all you got to know.
Everybody's asking out here. Everybody wants to know.
If you'll send me birthday gifts, I'll give you the password.
South Winn Warriors are down 7-40 versus these St. Ansgar Saints. We are heading into the second half here. So far, what's your take on the game, Joe?
Honestly, not what I expected at all. I thought this would be a little tighter match here between these two. The Saints come out and capitalize on turnovers, right? We talk about how important special teams and turnovers are in playoff football, and the South Winn Warriors are on the short end of that stick here tonight as the Saints get 4 turnovers in that first quarter, turn all 4 of them into touchdowns. They lead at 40-7. Quarterback change for South Winn after those first 3 drives. They put their original quarterback, Braden Todd, who started the season at quarterback, didn't play. Some confusion about why he didn't play quarterback the last 2 weeks. Obviously, we don't know. There's some speculation he was hurt in some fashion. He played football, just didn't play quarterback. He did not start the game at quarterback tonight, but they put him back in there after those first 3 drives and disastrously for South Winn. He has kind of righted the ship in terms of offensively. He has gotten South Winn pointed in the right direction. They have a bunch of yards since he's been in at quarterback, mostly off of him throwing it to the former quarterback, Carson Streeter, right? That Todd to Streeter connection has been good. Defensively, Southwind has no answer for your Saints on offense. The Saints have done whatever they wanted to do offensively. Every time they've touched the ball, they've scored a touchdown. The only thing that's gone wrong tonight is 2-point conversions and extra points that haven't gone through. That's the only reason we don't have a running clock here to start the second half. Now, the Saints get the ball to start the second half with a plan to change that.
Couple score up. Well, actually, we should say first we have a very special guest in the booth, and if you've ever seen a football production from Saints TV in the past, you know that the third quarter is time for who?
Slammin' Sammy P. That's who.
That's who.
What's up?
How have you been keeping?
Slammin' Sammy P. I know you're new to this. I'm sorry. Go ahead and answer.
He didn't answer.
Yeah. How have you been keeping? Yes.
I think I've been keeping very well.
You know, I was driving up to the game here today, and I seen a pack of hoodlums on the sidewalk. Do you know anything about that, Sam?
I don't know.
There was a roaming group of unruly children, it looked like.
Riffraff.
Riffraff, I think, is a good way to describe them.
I have no idea.
Slam and Sammy, I have to say this. I don't want to forget to say it because it's very important, and I know that you're new to this, but I have to tell you that this is how it works. Okay, this is how it works, Slam and Sammy P. On Halloween, on October 31st, you have to shave. That's how No Shave November works. And now that I see you're working on a mustache, they're going to play it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Trickeration.
Michaels.
These guys are not so easily fooled.
Good job there by Grieve to stay home on that little trickeration on the kickoff return. The Saints will have it 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
You know who that didn't fool?
Gritty.
Look at this replay.
Gritty's all over it.
Look at this. Not fooled one bit. Boom, boom.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Caught every angle.
End zone Gritty.
He's got a nice shot of that.
Hey, we got a jacket for sideline Gritty turned end zone Gritty. Any of you worried about his welfare? He now has a jacket.
Yep.
His legs are still cold, but his torso is fine.
Keep the core warm. Right, Sammy? Mm-hmm. Sammy knows.
Saints on offense for the first time in the second half. 4 wide receivers set. Spread everybody out and throw it.
Brum! They will.
And there's the flag.
Dylan Brum interfered with. It'll be first down Saints. That's a 15-yard penalty in high school.
Looked right about it.
I think someone here heard us say hammer time, and he went hammer on the receiver.
It's a good penalty, right? A 30-yard reception or a 15-yard penalty. They'll take the penalty, especially in high school football when they only throw it about half the time it's deserved. So not a bad strategy for that or your defender there.
Sammy,
And I
tell us,
think
what
the
have you been seeing
problem
from the
there-
stands out here? What have you been seeing from the stands?
I would say
They're chit-chatting. I was going to talk about the play, but
Yeah, do
No, I'm
that.
just kidding.
maybe not as many big plays as we
Is
would have
this a
hoped.
good call,
Yeah.
Duke?
But I
Well,
think
let's ask Slam and Sammy. We should get back to the game.
Well, they're a little bit in stalemate. Okay, we're back. We're back.
all right.
Did you feel the call may
Might
not
have been a little
deserved?
ticky-tacky. I got to go watch that again.
Oh, Clevenger.
Clevenger with a gain of 5 on first down.
All right, back to the replay now.
Okay, let's look at this. I want to see this.
What do you think, Sammy? Let's get your expert opinion on this one.
YES. Not looking back at the ball, just put his hands up and made contact before the receiver, before the ball was even remotely close to him. So that's just the definition of pass interference, I believe.
I can see your point about him not having his head turned around. Speaking of heads turning, Joe is shaking his side to side.
No?
I think he disagrees
I
with
think
you.
that's great defense. I don't know.
think that's pass
I'm
Yeah.
Corbin Michaels.
There
He's
he
loose.
goes. And
Corbin Michaels to the end
Not
zone.
going to catch him today.
Touchdown, Saints.
Did he high five Holy Guacamole on his
think
way
he
into
did.
the end zone? Did they do that?
I don't think no penalty. I don't
So
think.
no penalty after the play because they celebrated before he was in the end zone. I got to see this again. Did they high five?
On the way into the end zone.
And yeah, baby.
Yeah, they did.
So Corbin Michaels takes an undeserved unsportsmanlike conduct penalty last week. So this week he celebrates before they have time to throw the flag. Touchdown, Saints. What is that? A 70-yard touchdown run from Michaels.
It was 64.
2-point conversion attempt to Sutcliffe is good. That is shots.
Oh,
Correction,
Seth
Shots.
Sorry, folks. I had it on the field goal cam for that. We'll go back and play that here, but we'll watch that touchdown run first.
Nice play design there on the 2-point conversion. 48-7 Saints, and the clock will run.
You guys, how many conference players do you think we'll have this year?
That's a good question.
And
Look at this.
high five.
Bang.
Boom, baby.
Our all
Let's celebrate on the 10-yard line if we're going to throw a flag in the end zone. And now going back to that, there was a penalty last week on what they call, I believe they call it excessive celebration. We took a look at that play. We didn't see it.
We
so I'm not
studied
sure.
it.
I'm not sure what the referee
analyzed
saw on
every
that
angle.
one, but
It's a judgment call. The referee thought he saw something he didn't see. If he knew who Corbin Michaels was, he knew he didn't see that. I can see how he thought he saw what he thought he saw, but he didn't see it.
You thought he saw what he...
He thought he saw what he thought he saw, but he didn't. Does that make sense?
Who do you
I think Tweety Bird said something about that one.
Who do you guys think that we'll have that'll make All-State? Is the question. Do you think we'll have any All-State guys?
All-State?
All-State.
It's a bold statement.
You
my
know,
friend.
I would think that Michaels should get a vote for that.
He might get a vote or two. I think Dylan Hansen's probably put himself in position to get a couple
Here's that
votes.
2-point
Jay Streisau,
conversion play.
Joe Clevenger, Tyson Klein.
Kickoff coming. Kickoff.
I could keep going.
D. Brum,
D. Brum for sure.
defensive back, lockdown corner.
The return here from Koboshek. He's hard to bring down.
Yes, he is. You don't see Michaels get stiff-armed like that quite often.
Not very often. Nope. Return, big, long return, but only to the 21-yard line for Koboshek. I think that was Haugen that slowed him up.
Great pursuit by Michaels on that one, too, who gets kicked out of the play here initially and then ends up being part of the tackle at the end of that one.
Explosive offensive powerhouse ACGC with just a 3-touchdown lead over Wayne late in the third quarter on that one. So that's an interesting score. ACGC's going to win, but I think everybody thought that might be a 60 donut kind of thing, and it's not going to be.
Are you guys, when you're saying no shave November, wait, what was it?
No shave at November.
No
Some call it
shave.
Movember.
So you guys might be looking like a bit of
Yeah, we might be in trouble.
hobos.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you start
to be
with
honest, I don't actually participate in that much. I get a little uncomfortable.
You gonna participate, Travis?
Me and you, buddy, we'll do it.
All right, here we go. 35-point lead, so the clock will run with very few exceptions here for the rest of this one, as long as that margin remains 35. So you'll find these third and fourth quarter will go very quickly if that clock continues to run.
Oh, man.
Streeter makes a man miss, does a whole bunch of juking and jiving, gains a yard, 3rd and 7.
You guys been, college football, holy cow. It's like there's an upset every other week.
Every week, yeah, exactly.
I mean, not to say that Iowa State's looking kind of good. They're kind of looking good, you know.
At least they don't have to play anybody. That helps.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of those wins I'm not sure they deserve to have, but somehow they're 7-0. Right?
I mean, only one win, I think. That was the UCF game. I mean, that was a bit.
It's a little dicey for you.
I don't know what happened in that
50
game.
yards rushing and still won somehow.
Yeah.
3rd and 7 here. Todd.
Got one guy to back me up here. Clevenger.
Knocked away.
Wow.
Looking for Streeter, who had 4 guys on him and still almost caught that 4th down conversion or 3rd down pass. Instead, it is 4th down. 4th and 7 here. 48-7 Saints.
Man.
What do you do, Joe?
Let's see what they do here.
They are deep in Saints territory.
Yeah, I think you got to kick it away.
What scores do we have? So, who are the 2 teams that we are probably going to play?
I think we play Wapsie Valley next week at Wapsie Valley.
What's
if I
the
had
Wapsie
to
Valley score?
predict. They are up big, 26-0, something like that.
How's? And then we could. Oh, what a whoa.
Yeah.
Oh man.
After the kick, we'll talk about that because that's a really good question. Takes a Warrior bounce down inside the 45-yard line at the 43 where the Saints will have it. 1st and 10. They lead it 48-7 with a running clock here, 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So let's talk about that, Slam and Sammy. The Saints will be on the road next week. The way the state does this, right? The ones, if you won your district, your first 2 games you get to host. So the Saints obviously didn't win their district, so they will travel very likely anyway, unless something, and yeah, the way the scores are going, this is what's going to happen. They're going to travel to a 1 seed somewhere next week. If they win next week, Saints win next week, also, well, in fact, mathematically, I think impossible not to have a home game the week after.
Yeah.
So we're home tonight, be on the road next week, win that one, and they probably earn themselves a home game for that quarterfinal game.
And then
because they go by rankings for that, and the Saints are ranked 3rd in the state.
And that would be the state qualifying game.
Hall.
Andrew Hall in to spell
My
Clevenger.
goodness, Hall.
Refuses to go down, gains 13 yards, 1st down Saints.
You know, so if we win that, what was it, quarterfinals, semifinals?
That would be the quarterfinal game, who I would predict will be against Madrid.
And if we win that game, you know
Yes,
where
sir.
we're going?
Then we'll go to the Dome, sir.
And do you think we're going to try to fight for our right to stream that game?
We cannot stream in the
Is
Dome
that
under
illegal?
any circumstances,
No?
unfortunately. So,
Well, we can't stream video.
Video, that's a
There
great point.
might be audio potential.
Yeah. Let us know if you want us to stream a little audio
Yeah,
out there.
would you
Is that-
like? It wouldn't be video, but we could maybe come up with something.
Or we could record it, but then after, could we?
I don't think so. I
No?
don't think we can do that either.
Nope.
No video, just strictly.
Not without the express written consent of the MLB or whoever it is.
You're right.
And I doubt they're going to give us that.
Yeah.
Hall with the carry again. Short gain there. Let's call it 2nd and 9. Dodgers take the lead in the 5th. They lead it 1-0.
Who was it?
Here's a couple graphics updates for the scores. Check that out.
Oh, look at what Duke has been working on for you.
Some halftime scores. Some Class A.
Northland and Pekin tied at the half. There you go. That's a fun one. Riverside with just a 1-point lead on Linville Sully.
Got to hide all these before the play starts.
Heading to the play here. Sorry, guys.
Should
Might
we
time
sell?
for you to come back.
JT Red in the game for the Saints. Jager Trenton, number 10, in for the Saints. That's a QB keep. Nowhere to go for Suisau, 3rd and 9.
Sorry about your headset or whatever I just stepped on there, Sammy.
So the Saints protecting.
I think there was some miscommunication there.
It might have been.
Suisau. He's like, "What's going on, guys?
Where you at?
Look
Where
at his
you
face
at?
there. He's like, "What happened? What are you doing? What are you
He's talking to the freshman that, hey, you were supposed to go the other way, sir. I think is what that look is.
I think they call that a learning moment.
Yep, exactly. So the Saints protecting some of their running back assets here as they got some backups in at fullback and tailback.
What a pass.
Oh, what a catch.
What a
Squeeze
pass
out of
and
shots,
catch.
first down.
That was a
That was a bullet,
Holy
is what
cow.
that was. Man, what a
Ripped
pass.
it.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Great job by Shots to see it in as well.
Holy cow.
First down, Saints.
And you know what? Something about this team, I don't know. It just seems
What do you like? Tell
Look
us.
at that
what's on
window
your
he
mind.
squeezes it through.
The big play
Can I see it?
potential, the grit and grind.
Like
on
right
the
over number
running game.
4.
right in front of Greaves.
Blanketed by a
Great
defender.
catch, great play. Hats
Squeezed
off to
it
Coach
through.
Clevenger with a great play call on that one.
Matt Clevenger in at tailback as well, number 3. This is going to J.T. Red.
Hang on.
So
No gain on the play for
The-
Trenton. Not give him a yard. Let's give him a yard. He's a freshman. Let's give him a yard.
Something about the passing game just seems like it's the best it's been in a while.
We have an injured South Winn player, so timeout for an injury on the field.
Could I?
We'll pop those scores back up on the screen.
Yeah, let's talk through some of these. Just some really cool matchups tonight. When you get those 2 and 3 games, they're usually pretty good. They have not disappointed tonight. That Newman Nashua game, we have no score reported, right? That's what that is. It's clearly out of the first quarter.
Yep.
Galen Catholic dominating St. Albert as predicted. That Northland Pekin game was supposed to be great. Looks like it's been great through half anyway. Riverside expected to pull away from Linville Sully. They have not. That's a close game there. West Hancock has allowed some points to Hartley Melvin Sanborn, but they looks like lead it big at half, 42-15.
Ooh, I forgot one of the more surprising scores. Well, I don't know if it's surprising, but it is a score. That is a score.
It is a score. And here with...
I'll take out the Newman Knights one.
Yes, sir.
And I will put in that one.
Boom. Mount Ayr beating Earlham. And I think this was expected to be a battle here, too. I think a lot of folks, in fact, had Earlham winning that one. Mount Ayr hears the noise and says, we're going to take a 16-point lead at half.
I've got a question for you guys. Doesn't Tri-Center have the quarterback that leads in passing yards? Correct?
I believe that is accurate. Yes, sir.
Is their team more of like a, I don't know how you say it. Is it like, what's the type of offense?
They're going to run the spread offense.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that is. I have not watched a ton of Tri-Center film, but I believe you are correct
so
there.
They don't do any of like that. They do it probably once in a while with
Right.
the option, but
Right.
they mostly do like inside zone.
You
and
got it.
stuff.
You got
Huh.
it. That's what we've seen, I think. So we get the Southwind player up. He's going to be able to walk off under his own power. That is good to see. He was down there for quite a while, but he does get up and able to walk off. That is number 50. Is that a 6 or an 8?
56.
My eyes are so bad.
I mean, I feel like we match up well against them. I think since our defensive backs don't really get credit because we don't go up against passing teams. But
Right.
when they do throw the ball, we usually
We're
are
on it.
pretty
Yep,
solid.
I agree. That's Tristan Bodensteiner, number 56, who's helped off the field there for Southwind. Good to see him up and moving. The clock will wind here. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 48-7. The Saints lead. A couple of score updates. Lisbon's rolling over Starmont 49-0. Tri-Center just scored, so they're now up 28-0. And Wapsie Valley takes a 36-6 lead over Lake Mills. It is your Saints TV prediction that is the matchup next week where your Saints will travel to Wapsie Valley.
So, Joe, was it an RBI from Rizzo?
I don't know what happened here. I was just going to look. I don't know how the Dodgers scored. If you know, put it in the chat.
I think I can.
Or you can Google it. You find us out here. You know how to, you're one of these Gen. What are you? Like a Gen?
It's either Gen Alpha
or
Gen Z.
something. Yeah. so
Gen
you're-
Alpha?
You're born with a computer in your hand. 3rd and 7 here for the Saints.
Will Smith had the RBI.
It wasn't a home run. That's actually kind of surprising that a run was scored in
Did
the
he
Major
get
League
jiggy with
playoffs without a home run being hit.
And either Enrique Hernandez or Freddie Freeman got home, and I'm guessing it's Freddie Freeman.
I tell you what, as a Twins fan, you know the best way to watch a team that you're rooting for win the pennant is to go to a Dodger game with your son, because that was quite an experience. Had a lot of fun last week. Schweisau to the end zone. Dylan Brom, touchdown. Happy birthday, Mama Andy.
Happy birthday, indeed.
Dylan Brum scores the touchdown for his mama.
3 passing touchdowns today.
3 passing touchdowns for Schweisau. 2 of them.
And the record's 4?
coverage
let's look
was
through
not
this.
bad
2-1 to
on
Brum.
that. It was just a great throw.
Just a great throw.
What was the cup? What's the record? Is it 4?
I don't know. No, the Saints record would be 8 or something from
Really?
back in the Matt Sherman, Corey Thorson days.
I'm pretty sure Meyer has all of the records, actually.
Yeah, he might. We'll have to look at that because there was a bunch of passing touchdowns back in those days.
Doink.
Extra point, doinks, no good. Nearly knocks the goalpost down.
Yeah.
Look at that thing move.
It'll wibble, it'll wobble, but it won't
Fall down. 54-7, the Saints lead it with 2:36 to go in the third quarter. What a play here. Watch this throw. Schwiesau.
Kind of
great
Bit of a
throw.
wobbler.
good adjustment there by Brum.
Yep. Brum comes back to get it.
Does he do a little stutter step there, Brum?
He sure does. Watch, this is an adjustment right there.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
man.
Tripped. Look at he stabs his toe to the ground right
I think
there.
if he didn't trip, he might have missed it.
Might ran right past it.
Yeah, that's a lucky, happy accident.
So I'm gonna
All
go
skill,
back to
baby.
last week's game and one of those big runs by Michaels. You guys may have noticed it, but Night Owl was pointing out to me. Hey, take a look at this where Michaels actually runs in the air, his feet move like he's grabbing.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think it was on that big run. He literally
left the ground so he
Skywalker.
wouldn't.
left the ground, but his feet were still turning. And then when he connects with the ground again, then he jukes.
Yep.
And I was like, is this what makes him hard? He looks like he's connected with the ground. I don't even know. I've never seen anything like it. But Night Owl showed me that, and I was like, I just had to watch it about 17 times.
It's awesome.
Do these stats contribute to votes for all conference or all state?
All district and all those,
Yeah.
yes, they sure do.
Okay.
They're gonna. I believe a lot of those awards will come down next week. Kick goes out of bounds, so a procedure penalty on the Saints again. We'll set up South Winn at the 35-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints don't have a great showing in some of those awards because this team is so balanced that so many kids are pitching in that, you look at the stats. If you're not here watching the games or watching Saints TV, you can't really see, we talked about, all those different running backs are splitting all the carries most of the time. So.
Yeah. That's a great point. There's a ton of kids deserving. Does that actually hurt you in the long run, having so many? Yep.
Well, did Michaels get 1,000 yards in the regular season? I think he was a little shy, right?
A little short.
But we got a quarterback that we're watching here on the South Winn team. who
fumble on
has-
the pitch. Michaels recovers it.
He is down. They're going to blow the play dead,
Yep.
but that is the 5th turnover for South Winn, and the Saints recover the bad pitch. 1st and 10 Saints at the 25-yard line of the Warriors. 2-run bomb in this one, or what happens here? It is now 2-1 Yankees lead it over the Dodgers. The Dodgers get 1 in the bottom of 5, but the Yankees get 2 in the top 6.
Stanton hit a home run.
Stanton home run.
No, not Flaherty.
Drew Stanton?
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't think so. I don't think
You know
it
who
was
Drew Stanton is there, Slam and Sammy?
Nope. Too young, man.
All right, let's get some substitutions
Michigan
in
State
here.
fan you are.
Zachary Eckwall in, Mason Beeland in, Gavin Squire in.
Handoff to Brody Dolph.
Brody Dolph, 29 with the ball there. 60 is Hudson Ostrander. 55 is Zaid Shell. 54, Mason Beeland. 56, Javin Damon. I'm just calling out numbers as I see him. Help me out here, guys. Who else we got out there as the Saints make wholesale changes, leading 54-7 here at the end of the third quarter?
Well, let's see if we can zoom in here and take a look at some jersey numbers. 23 bringing the play in. 54, 56, 29, 10, 23.
It was a sack fly. Will Smith hit a sack fly that brought somebody home. And then I don't think there's been any update about
Squire keep cuts it upfield. Good job, Gavin Squire. Nice gain on second down. He never did get brought down. He just simply kept those legs moving. Gets a gain of 6. It'll make it 3rd and short. 3rd and 1 officially.
Who do you think's going to win the World Series?
I think the Dodgers.
The Dodgers?
We'll get it done. It's going to be a good series. It'll be a fun series there.
Were you around?
I think the Twins are going to do it.
I think so. I hope.
Oh, sorry.
Trey Johans, number 8, running the play in here for the Saints.
Were you?
They do have to run a play here. 14 seconds left, only 10 seconds on the play clock, so the Saints will hurry to the line here. I missed. an offensive lineman, if you can tell me who the left tackle is, or right tackle, excuse me.
All right.
Believe short there on the carry. That is Andrew Hall. Carries it. Make it 4th down. When we come back to start the 4th quarter, it will be 4th and 1 Saints. They lead at 54-7.
You taking off? Slam and Sammy is out of here. Slam and Sammy is a short quarter on these running clocks. I appreciate you joining us, dude. You're a foot taller than you were last time, but that's been 2 weeks. I got to admit, it's been 2 weeks this time
And
since I saw you.
will probably see you guys at Wapsie.
Awesome, man. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate
right.
you being here, Slam and Sammy. And I didn't mention, your haircut looks good. It looks
Nice
sharp.
haircut.
It looks
Yeah,
really good.
looks sharp.
Adios.
Adios, my friend.
Adios, muchachos.
23 is Dylan Nunez Rodriguez. I see Weston Paulson. Maybe he's just a part of the huddle. He's just out there. Him and Dill Hance are just out there like rooting on their JV and JJV guys out there who
Good
get the
team
opportunity.
leaders.
Yep, exactly. Love to see that. 31, Hale Dietrich.
All hail Dietrich.
All hail
You never
Dietrich.
know if he's 31 or 59. He's got a number changing jersey. It changes at any moment. We've seen a change in game. In fact, he goes from 31 to 59.
Oh, here we are. We got
Where are
T-shirts
we?
flying. We got
T-shirt
T-shirts
cannon.
flying. Is it canonizing?
Boom.
We missed it again.
The thing thinged.
Thank you, St. Ansgar State Bank. Proud sponsor, T-shirt cannon.
Yeah, look at that. I think that's. Did I see? I saw that. I thought
Gavin Squire under center. Going to get a false start on the Saints.
Go get ya.
Gonna get you. All right.
So that'll make it, instead of 4th and 1, makes it 4th and 6.
I think we got to play for that.
We got to play for that. Start of the 4th quarter here. This one's been all Saints. 5 turnovers by South Winneshiek. Saints have had that ball hawking defense out in full force tonight. They've capitalized on all of those turnovers. South Winn unable to get anything going. They've had some nice offensive drives. They've just ended in turnover more often than not. So the JV offense is out there. This is Squire. Going to chuck that pigskin, and that is complete, I believe.
Wow.
Is that what I saw?
Sure looks like it's complete.
That is a completed pass.
Heck yeah.
Great job. Who did that go to? Is that Trenton? Is that 10?
I want to know too.
How did he get that in there? Trey Johans?
Who
is
it?
it?
Is
It's Trey Johans.
I see Trey catch balls like that in the JV and JJV games, and I'm not surprised to see him do it here in a varsity game. Great job, Trey.
No one happier than the left tackle who false started on 4th and 1 for that conversion there. We won't mention any names, but his
Everybody's
initials.
already forgotten about that, Joe. Why don't you bring it up?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, Joe.
Squire.
Up the middle.
Handoff.
Ooh, stop.
Great pass on that last one by Gavin Squire.
What a phenomenal play. Good to see these young guys getting their chance. Brody Dolphin there on the carry there. Gets a yard. 2nd and 9.
Black Fox says face blue smiling. That must be an emoji attempt.
Oh, I think it might be.
Osage is up 40-13 over Jessup. Looks like they'll
Wow.
be moving on.
That Osage
Zach
team
of
has
all
played well down the
trades.
stretch.
Zach of all trades bringing the play in.
Zach attack.
West Hancock up 64-21 in their game over Hartley, Melbourne, Sanborn.
Handoff to JT Red, but the defense had that one sniffed out. Nowhere to go. So it makes it 3rd and 13 here for the Saints. They have a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. Lead at 54-7 in the 4th quarter. 10 minutes to go in this one. The Saints have the reserves and the backups in, trying to keep everybody healthy here.
Earlham trying to make this a game. They're storming back. They were
Earlham.
down.
They were down a bunch.
They're
last
down
time.
16 at half. Yeah. Back to within 8.
Come back, Caesar.
Third and 13 for the Saints. JV squad here. Squire under center. We've got a pre-snap penalty again. False start. Not sure who they get that time.
Whoever it was, they got him.
They got him good. The Saints cleaned up that penalty problem, at least the varsity squad did tonight. Really nice job after a sloppy couple of weeks for the Saints. They, I think they only had one pre-snap penalty tonight, and that was an illegal motion or illegal shift penalty. That ended up getting declined.
Oh, that's surprising.
No holding penalties tonight.
Just good.
Squire hands it off. Middle run there for the Saints.
Minimalistic.
Get
Number
about
29.
what, 4? Something like that. Brody Dolph on the carry. 4th and 14. Saints happy to go for it here. Run another minute off that clock.
Yep. Might as well.
Keep that clock a cooking. 54-7 the score if you're just joining us. Where have you been? Saints all night from the opening drive all the way until now.
Look at that
5
score.
turnovers.
And
My
the third
goodness.
quarter.
You know, Sibley O'Cheaton came here first round last year and played a whale of a game.
Just the timing was off on that pattern. That was going to be a really nice completion.
That was there.
Yeah, the Saints JV offense moves the ball well against the varsity defense for South Winn, but they ultimately turn it over on downs with a 54-7 lead.
Thank you to the Iowa High School Athletic Association for allowing us to bring this game to you totally free tonight.
Didn't we have to pay for it?
Well,
Free for our viewers.
We paid for it, but the viewers get to watch it free. We pay to keep it free for the viewers. That's why that little Give Butter
the Saints
QR code is so important. Couldn't do it without the butter givers.
That's a great point. Saints take a timeout here to get their defense set. They're going to try to run in some defensive substitutions here. So they take a timeout so that they can get that lined up the way they want it.
Yeah, more importantly, I want to thank the sponsors. You can see the logos rolling over here. This is our gold and above sponsors that you see rolling in the lower right-hand corner. We've got a lot more sponsors than that. You'll see them at the beginning and the end of the broadcast. But there's a whole list of sponsors here in St. Ansgar. Thank you all for participating and helping us not only keep the stream free, but obviously allow us, and that's really the sponsor dollars that help us. The state does charge to stream this game, but thanks to the sponsorships and the generous contributions of the businesses in and around St. Ansgar to keep
it free.
Keep it free. I mean, this is an important game. A lot of people have interest in this one. So,
Fun night for the Saints. South Winn runs up the middle again, 2-yard gain. Just nothing doing in that middle run. I think sort of like that Westford game. The first fullback play up the middle gains 8 or 9 yards, and not much since. Peterson in on the tackle. Luke Peterson in for the Saints there. 52 is Luke Peterson. I don't think we called his number here yet, so let's get him out there. Todd hands it off up the middle. Big run.
Still on his feet.
Brought down.
Bumbling and stumbling. What a play.
Oh, yeah.
Big gain there
By number 30.
for the Warriors. Brought down by who brought him down? Do we get a number there? 33 maybe?
I feel like 33.
Yeah, 33.
I got my camera on.
Oh,
33.
thank you. Let's get you a name here on old 33. That would be Jonathan Polito in on the tackle. But big gain for the Warriors. Handoff middle. Same guy here. This is number 40. Couple carries in a row for Landon Humple, the sophomore running back. 6 foot, 185-pound Landon Humple with the second
good
carry.
big sophomore.
Good game. Yeah, no doubt. That's why I had to look, see what year is he.
He's they should have was it first down and should give him the ball more, I guess.
Yeah. I think we'll probably see it one more time here with under 6 minutes to go now. In this one, the Saints lead 54-7. Both teams making significant changes now across the board. Quarterback still in here. This is Todd. Hands it off again to Humple.
Another 5-yard run.
Yeah, just pushing guys around. Good job, though, by that Saints defensive line and linebacking crew behind them. Tackled by a host of Saints. We like it when the tackles are made by a host of Saints.
Yep. Another score update for you. The OABCIG Falcons beat the Shenandoah Mustangs in JV football today, 48-0.
Well, thank you for that.
JV football going on today.
That's what it says. That could be inaccurate. But
I thought that was a Thursday thing.
Maybe a makeup game.
Yeah.
Todd hands it off to Humple. Near the first down.
putting together some solid runs.
So let's talk about what happens from here. The Saints are going to win here tonight. Tomorrow morning at about 10 o'clock, they tell us, they will release the pairings. So they're going to let these games tonight, 16 games tonight, play out, right? 32 playoff qualifiers. We will be down to 16 in about an hour. They will take those 16 teams and seed them into 4 pods. Okay, the Saints will be in a pod that does not include the other top 3 teams in the state because we are the third-ranked team out of 4. Nice tackle there. Down at the 5-yard line goes Humple, tackled by JT Red for the Saints. So the Saints will not match up against West Hancock in the next 2 rounds. They will not match up against ACGC. They will not match up against Lisbon because the top 4 teams get kept apart. So, if you wanted to guess, you wanted to speculate, you'd say, I don't know, maybe Wapsie Valley, Nashua Plainfield, and Madrid end up in the Saints pod. Right? Could you see that happening? Sure, I could see that happening, where the Saints play Wapsie Valley next week and Madrid plays Nashua Plainfield, with the winner facing off the week after that. That is a best guess. We do not know. We will not know until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning when those official pods come out, which will set up next week's matchup or the second-round matchups and the quarterfinal matchups. Okay, whoever wins out of those 4 pods, then there will be 4 teams remaining. They get reseeded based on those rankings as well, and we go play those last 2 games in the Dome, the semifinals and the finals. So that's what happens from here. Saints are going to win and continue, right? This is that time of year where it's tough. A little nervous energy to start this one up here in the booth where it's like, man, it's win or go home time. It's kind of crazy that we're there already, but here we are. Saints take care of business here tonight. The JV team doing their best to keep the Warriors out of the end zone on 2nd and 6 there. We'll make it 2nd and goal from the 7. Third and goal from the 7.
So let me reiterate on the playoffs. So they will create these pods, and they're essentially 4-team pods. Is that correct?
You got it. The last
you will
16
play
teams.
through that pod for your right to get to the Dome.
You got it.
Got it.
So we will know after tomorrow what that road looks like to the Dome. Yep. And we will have a special Saints TV broadcast that we will just post sometime tomorrow with some of those details. So if you want to follow along here and check that one out, you can. Grieve gets it outside on the pitch. Touchdown Warriors. 2 minutes, 17 seconds to go in this one, and it is 54-13 Saints.
Nice little play by the Warriors on that one. Fairly untouched, get to the end zone. As we wind down on this one, too, let's talk about, well, first off, let's congratulate Lila Powers.
Yeah, Lila Powers qualifies for the state cross-country meet. She finishes 9th in Manly last night. Congratulations, Lila Powers.
And that state meet is, and I don't recall if we run on Friday or Saturday. I believe the state meet happens Friday and Saturday.
I think
Fort
1A
Dodge.
is on Saturday. I think it's the 2nd. I think. There are shirts available. If you want to get a shirt, contact the school. You can get a state cross-country shirt. There are links out there everywhere. I think you can probably find them on the interwebs as well.
I like the color of that shirt, by the way.
54-14. The extra point is good. 2:17 to go. The Saints have a 40-point lead here as the Saints JV team takes over here at the end of the 3rd quarter. They're going to play the last minute of the 3rd and the entire 4th quarter, which is great for the Saints. The only downside tonight, Tyson Klein did not go back in after that apparent lower leg injury. He did not go back into this game. He has his helmet. He's on the sidelines meeting with the trainer earlier. Now he looks like we're just going to go get that thing healthy this week.
I'm just going to, while you're talking, Joe,
Yeah.
I'm going to flash a bunch of Class A scores on the screen.
You bet.
As we go.
Galen Catholic is going to win that one. West Hancock, it looks like they're in command of theirs. Mount Aaron Earlham, we said it might be a good game. It looks like it is. MMCRU way ahead of Logan Magnolia. Ooh, Pekin is taking the lead on North Lynn. Riverside, more comfortable there, and Bellevue beating Danville handily. And Sibley Cheaton, who we saw here last year, we said how young they were and how good they looked that night. They are showing it. Wapsie Valley big over Lake Mills. Coconut Valley big over Columbus. So those 1 versus 4 matchups, it looks like the one's going to win all of those handily.
Let's trade Johans.
Johansi.
Number 8.
With the return. I tell you what, and we'll talk about these young guys. We'll brag on these young guys a little bit. We broadcast that first game from Osage, that first JV game from Osage, what feels like 6 months ago. It might have been more like 8 weeks ago, but it feels like a really long time ago.
Sure does.
And I thought, boy, it's going to be a long season for these young guys. They just didn't look very good, right? They didn't look like they were ready for this level of football. And they wouldn't recognize themselves from the team that played last week and beat the heck out of a good Garner team here at home. So just hats off to these JV guys. They have gotten a ton of experience this year. This group hasn't played a ton of football just because of cancellations and all the crazy stuff that's happened as they've tried to learn how to play this game, and they have come so far this year. Credit to our coaches who get these guys on the field from a varsity perspective as early and as often as possible in these kind of games. That helps with that experience thing. And then, of course, those JV games where we match up, play a bunch of tough teams, right? Play a 2A Osage team, play a 2A Dyke team, we have to,
Garner's
just to
2A,
get games in, we have to go play these bigger schools, which often ends in disappointment for the JV kids from a results standpoint. But that's how you get better at football, is you play football.
And it takes a good coaching staff, top to bottom, too, to be able to go out, take your kids out, get your butt kicked, but still, have them grow through that.
You bet.
But not just, walk away and go, this is dumb.
Yep. The game clock and the play clock are exactly the same. That will do it. Your Saints are going to advance in the playoffs to the round of 16. They beat South Winneshiek 54-14. Congratulations, Saints.
Congratulations, Saints. A well-played game from the very opening snap. We predicted earlier the South Winn would indeed, if they won the toss, they would take the ball, hope to put some points up. It did not go their way from the second play of the game, which turned into a turnover, which the Saints capitalized on the very next play. The South Winn team here did a great job of I should say a great season to get here in the first place.
Absolutely.
Today, the Saints just took this thing from the very beginning all the way to the very end. All Saints, all night. Congratulations to the Saints. Congratulations to South Winn on a great season.
Great season as well. Yep, absolutely. This is a good football team. I think that tonight the Saints sent a statement about how good they are, and they're ready for this playoff run ahead of them. 54-14 winners here in St. Ansgar. We will find out tomorrow morning. Late tomorrow morning, who these Saints will face off against next week. It will be on the road, so this will be a road game next week. Get there if you can to support these Saints as they keep this thing rolling here in the playoffs, down to the last 16 teams in Class A. Fun time of year.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
And I don't know, Joe, if you're going to have any final stats or not, but whether you do or not, let's talk about Saints TV and streaming. We talked about congratulations to Lila Powers advancing to state. We did stream that game last night. Not some of our best work, but it's out there if you'd like to see it.
The meet, yes.
We will not, however, be streaming the state meet, which will happen. I think we figured out it would likely be on Saturday of next week. But please go watch Lila Powers. Go cheer her on down in Fort Dodge. She had a great season this year. We're so proud of her. Now, next week, these St. Ansgar Saints girls advance into and I'm not sure if it's a second or third round. I don't know if the first round of
they got
volleyball
a bye,
playoffs,
right? Yeah.
if it was a bye or if it was a play-in, but in either case,
Gotcha.
let's call it the third round, but it's the second round for the Saints. They will play on Monday night here in St. Ansgar. That game, I believe, is at 7 o'clock p.m.
Yep.
No, I don't have the opposing team in front of me.
I got it right here. I'll get it for you. You keep
figured
talking and I'll look it up.
So that'll be Monday night. And now that we're toward the end of the season, we're not going to see another stream until Friday night. And like Joe said, we're going to find out tomorrow morning about 10 a.m. who we play, where we play. We do anticipate that we will have the right to stream that one, but you never know. You got to apply every week, every game with the state to try and stream. We are prepared to pack up our gear and go wherever these Saints are playing to bring it to you for those who are unable to cheer from the stands. So stay tuned. We'll fill you in on what that is and when that is. Well, we know when it is. It's Friday night at 7 o'clock, 1 week from tonight. We don't know where it'll be, but if you can't be to that game, it will be here on Saints TV. We can promise you that.
Yep.
So that's next week's streams. 2 streams, Monday night, Friday night. Yep. Location on Friday to be determined. Location Monday right here in St. Ansgar. Joe, who do we play? Who do the volleyball girls play on Monday?
So that Class 1A Region 3 semifinal is the Saints versus Turkey Valley. So the Turkey Valley team travels here to play your Saints in that semifinal. So the game after that one would be to advance to that region final. So this would definitely be what I would call the third round. It's the semifinal.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Strummer, what was your favorite play tonight?
Probably the Corbin Michaels run into the end zone touchdown. That one was a pretty cool touchdown too.
The one with the high five at the end? Is that the one you're talking about?
That one was kind of
This one
funny.
right here? Yeah.
Corbin Michaels ends the night with 6 carries. If I told you Corbin Michaels had 6 carries tonight, you'd have asked me, what's the matter? What's wrong? Did he get hurt? What happened? Right? Nope. He just had 6 carries for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Jeez. He's like the Randy Moss of running the football.
He sure is. Tyson Klein adds 47 yards on 6 carries and a touchdown. Joe Clevenger, 3 carries, 11 yards, and a touchdown as well for your Saints. Passing-wise, Schwiesau ends the night. I believe he's going to end the night 4 for 7. I have to do a little quick math here in my head, which is never good. 88 yards of passing, 3 touchdowns for Schwiesau passing tonight. What a night for the Saints as they roll here in game number 1 versus the South Winneshiek Warriors. Congratulations to this coaching staff. Let's give a shout out there. I think Duke mentioned it. To have a program like this, you've got to have a bunch of people pulling on the rope and doing their job, and the Saints coaching staff has done that for years, and it shows in games like tonight. Fun to see that. So congratulations to Coach Clevenger and his staff on victory number 1 here in the playoffs as they aim to keep it rolling here. Round 2. Opponent will be announced sometime tomorrow morning. We will have a Saints TV quick cast right here on this YouTube channel where we'll bring you, if nothing else, just a quick description of who we play, maybe give you some quick stats, and give you the quick rundown here on Saturday morning as we prep for week 2 of the playoffs.
Well, I think we should have Mr. Quarterback Jay Schwiesau take us out tonight. Big run he had, big game everybody had.
I thought he was in the booth or something. There it is right there. Oh, yeah. We love the end of this one. This is for Mama Schwiesau right here, I'm guessing.
You bet. Have a
baby.
Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night.
See you.
Oh, that was going to be cool, and I was going to end it there, but then the file it glitched.
Happy birthday, Mama
yeah,
Andy.
we got to do the happy birthday thing.
Out of what, Andy?
Dylan Brum goes and gets a second touchdown reception just for Mama.
Great job, Saints. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back on Monday, Friday. If you can be there cheering from the stands, do that. If not, there is Saints TV for that.